Ma da govorim.
Jesam se sam jutro.
Znaš kao,
Dobro, došli, jel onako da gledam, ne mogu ni da vidim je vidim život. Nemam ono.
ima dvije osobe, a tu ja sam jedna, a drugo ne znam ko je. Ti
Drugo, nisam jo, ne gledam. Ne gledam, piše imen dvije osobe. Nisam live-u, kad sam zadnji put live-u, da li ti sjećaš, u aprilu ili u martu?
U aprilu, nisi toliko sad davno. Pa ima, jel piše stream zadnji?
Druže, mislim,
ti ostane sejvan,
mogu vidjeti ja, mogu vidjeti, stani.
Ono ja. Ajde, 3 ljudi gleda, GG iskreno. Ček, sad ću ući na live streams. Live.
Brate, zadnji stream je bio prije mjesec dana, kad je tu tačno?
Da, prije mjesec dana. Pa drugi april. Šalim se, ne tačno kad je.
1. april je, evo. Moram samo opet, druže, stream, jebem ti ljebu pičku.
Jo, gledam ga, strgi.
Početak ovog streama zadnjeg, znači samo sam, dečuj, sad sam upalio stream, igramo Scribble i odmah sam opsuo sunce u pičku. Znači nismo ni krenuli, odmah sam opsuo.
A zar se taj live nisi čuo jedno pol sata?
Ja nije čuo pol sata pa sam ga morao ponovo upao što se ugasio, ja mislim, znaš tako. Koji uros. Jebem ti, stani.
A šta na 450 subscribera objavljuješ klipove, Jaki?
Ma jobo,
što lažiš narod?
Ne viš nikad bilo, to ne vezi. Nek truni tako kanal, pa koga je vi.
Naravno. Što ti piše using droid cam?
Zato što aplikacija kao koristi, ja, Watermark, ne mogu sklonit nikako, jer ja kupim aplikaciju, što možda i hoću. Jer je dobra stvar.
A što ne sreš neku drugu aplikaciju, druže, imam ja hakovano.
Druže, nema nijedna koja se ovako poveži, mogu, kaže Daniel, puškurac. Da odmah počnem reagovat, pošto ne znam da li su još. Koga je?
Pa sačkaj malo naroda.
Naroda?
O, kasni live, druže. Te malim te mu pali ekran.
Tišina?
Ekran.
Tišina? Učutko se.
Na farmu Auri, iskreno.
Na farmu Auri?
Normalno. Šta ćemo reći, Minecraft, ćemo Rocket League.
Ma kakav Rocket League, da mi se nekako. Zato što ima malo rama. Ne morimo. A ja znam jednu dobru rimu za to.
Ne znam ja.
Tišina bolan.
Dobro, ete.
Ja upravo sad namještam bug.
Finširao, dobro.
Nije, namještam da mogu drugi zablokirao mi mozak totalno. Namještam scenu, razumiješ? Jer sam skonto nekako da dok prikazuje ova scena da ja mogu da zezam se s ovom prvom scenom koju ću prebaciti. To sam skonto danas i to sam slučajno kliknuo dugme.
A vidi kako si to profi napravio. Imaš ovamo pored chat, nema profi.
Nema druže, profi.
Profi chat ima.
Profi chat ima, što je ovo 2? Kako meni ne pokazuje da je 2 jebim u životu? Vid malo.
A meni pokazuje da je 5 ljudi, GG.
GG, meni pokazuje 4.
7 ljudi gleda, GG.
Kaže, puca mi stream na sekund. Pa normalno, zato što mi internet sranje morao bi restartova streama, od tog nema ništa. Pa gledaj kako možeš jebi ga. Gledaj kako možeš.
4 gleda, nice. 6 ljudi gleda, GG.
Kako 6? Ne pokazuje 4. Da, započet ću.
Pokazivalo je 4, pa je pokazivalo 7, pa je pokazivalo...
ne zanima.
6, neko. Dobro, brate moj. A vam pokazuje 5, znači...
Što meni ovako žuto oko ekrana kad ovu... Ajde.
Zato što...
Mi smo rizleri!
Ma daj, va druže. Ovo je užasno što ću gledati, ali ne vezi. Sam da se ne čuje puno. A da se ti čuješ. Zato ću ovako smanjati ovako.
Kući streamer, farming.
Farming? Mislim mogu bi. A druže, hvata pa koji se...
Do, druže, progi gaming.
Da ba ćuti.
Imamo Tinder in real life. Amo čao.
Jadan.
Dvoj gledao.
Jebi je, sad ne mogu vidjeti.
Evo, dislajko sam.
A vidi ovo, jesam glup, ja
No,
nisam ni... Ja. Sačekaj. Joj, ne,
Neko ti
ja sam
unlikeovo
glup.
live.
Stani. Stavim moram ovako, i onda ga studio mod, i onda naštelova to. Jer nisam namjestio ovu desktop scenu, da mi... ja sam glup, sam ko noga, sam glup.
Live chat.
Glup sam ko noga, stani.
Mene pokazuje da je Daniel napisao ništa. Samo jednom klivac.
Sad je dobro, ali nije ipak dobro. Transform, fit to screen, to. Mislim da je sad dobro. Sad ako radim ovo, transition, je dobro druže.
Šta si rodio?
Da uzmem možda ovo da sklonim, a nije da sklonim to. Ko da igram nešto, ali ne igram. Najvisi, uglavnom ostaću ovako. Naštimao sam.
Aj druže, daj, molim te mi šeraj. Screen. Ako bude pucao live, onda mi nemoj širat, ne znam, nije šta će roditi.
Eto, podijelio sam ti.
To, majstore.
Pa gledaj, imam 30 FPS-a.
Ja gledam pucao.
Koji užas, druži, koji užas.
Svi komentari su šala te služe
Kako je zabao i stream i sve živo.
zagovaramo pričanje
Svačak
prema
dobre.
nikome na neuljudan način
Da,
i ovo
ćuti.
ne predstavlja nas kao osob. Amo sad nazad na video.
Ja sam Riva iz Splita, imam 22 godine.
Iz Splita, ne udarivuješ.
Dobro, to je tako
Ja sam
nešto.
Nato Erceg, imam 22
Znaka.
godine i... Nisi fibra, ali bi te skida 3 puta dnevno.
Crazy. Namještimo kamercu. Dobro.
A naravno, da ga je reject.
Ćao, ja sam Erceg, imam 26 godina i mi muslimanici smijemo imati 4 žene. A to neće biti potpuno, zašto si ti 10-ka?
Smila. Dobar.
Jesi im jedan set, druže.
Aha.
Kao,
Ko bagi glumi saj mene.
Bok, ja sam Fran Lauš, iz Bjelovara sam.
Dugo.
Šta si u horoskopu?
Ovan.
Ko ja ga on nuditi.
Bog, ja sam Matija i htio sam ti pitati, jel vjeruješ u horoskop?
Vjerujem.
To je već ravno.
Ćao.
Ja sam Predrag, dolazim sa Hvara. Da li vjeruješ u ljubav na prvi pogled?
Da.
Vjeruješ? Okej.
Ja sam Ante, imam 22 godine, dolazim iz Splita. Ti si 9 od 10. Još sam ti taj ran koji ti fali.
Pa se loše čuje. Mislim, u njih video.
Zabao mi je stream, više to meni internet vjerojatno baguje.
Da. Ali je loš. Sad moram stopira. Znaš koliko, ja mogu misliti koliko sam štekao stream, da to nije normalno. Ovaj bitrate, ovu kilobajti ovih, užas.
Meni šteka internet, tako da ne mogu gledati.
I meni štekao, sve mi štekao.
Pogledaj ba briga što te čeka.
Ja kasni jadno. Pa vidi ovo, pa kasni 2 minute sunce.
Ne, dobre, ne šteka. Ne šteka live.
Ne šteka.
Osjećam se ko od Boki drug. Ti Boka, joj.
Boki drug. Peturka.
Jodan. Ja Peturka.
Imam 25 godina i imam fetiš na stidne dlake.
Ovo će proći, evo.
Jesi ti gledao druže od Sidemana, oni brate digitalci? Ono Tinder, razumiješ? USA edition. Cura uzmi skine grudnjake, ali ne vidi se to, razumiješ? Znači, what the fuck. To je već previše. A uvijek dovedu neki druže OnlyFans likuše koji to uradile, mislim.
A ja.
Samo za priglede, jebi.
No, pare.
Renato su jednici, Renato.
objasnio.
Ovo je bilo dobro.
Mi smo 2-1.
Ovo je sajnički prvi Renato.
Prvi Renato, neugodan.
A dobro, to nije ništa, ajde.
Ništa.
To je klasika klub, ajde.
Onda ovih dvoje sljedećih su mene izbacili na njih.
To ste radi mene.
Nije dobar horoskop.
Opet sve ti na javu.
Da.
Ti nju prvi odjebaš, tako da je to...
Meni ne paše horoskop.
Nisam, ne, nikad nisam tako
Da bi ga odjebala
razmišljao.
i
Nikad
on
nisam
sad
tako
treba.
razmišljao.
Upravo to. Upravo to. Ako ti nju prije odjebeš, ona tebe ne može. Doslovno će sad svaku
I
žensku
kako si
odjebati.
ti pobjedio, kao?
Da, ti si kao pobjedio.
Došla si na
A
Tinder.
to sam se odjebao svaku žensku na ovoj strani.
Stid na dlake. A brijen ih jebi ga.
Ja baš se stavio jeru. Jebi ga, niste kompatibilni.
Viš, proću onda jebi ga.
Ovo je toliko neugodno. Ok, to, ajde.
Da te moj niko ne gleda.
Mrzim horoskop, okej,
Naveć.
ajde. Do sljedeće ne vjeruju u horoskop. Sad se ti predstaviš.
Ćao, ja sam Ema, dolazim iz Zagreba i plesač sam.
Ja sam Zlatan
Kako
Želje,
opet?
mogu ti ispuniti ribicu 3 puta.
Jao, Bože dragi, ovo je koji cringe.
Kao,
Stari moj, pa ne, ej, stari ne bi ti...
Prije, pa mora ona odlučiti prvo.
Aj, ispričaj.
Ovo nije family friendly, ti si kreten. Ti trebaš biti na mojoj strani, klošu.
Koji cringe, stari moj, pa ne bi ti...
Bacio te pod vlak.
Ne bi ti dao da mi čuvaš nacrtane ovce, stari.
Kakav klošu.
Crveno.
Sad sam malo ljud.
Ej, čao.
Ćao,
Ja sam Predrag, dolazim sa Hvara.
baš si predrag, dobro?
Drago mi je. Jesi to uhapsili nedavno?
Nisu.
Onda nije normalno ovako izgledati ilegalno.
Alo, ej, alo.
Čekaj, zatekao si me, stani da radim.
Ali je shit. Ali je shit,
Bukvalno.
druže. Koliko je
ovi se
dosadno.
deru, ne može čut ništa.
Sranje je, brat. Da gledam na žugu. Da gledamo Engleza Plensku rat, a?
Ajde.
Šta ćemo, Beta Squad? Beta Squad, oni su, druže, najjači.
Beta squad,
Rating.
Sideman, ovo ono. Jesu beta squad.
Stran,
Dugo.
ima jedan koji nisam gledao. Beta Squad. Ali nije blind dating. Nego ono kao dating
gledao sve.
kao... Pa druže, sve i pogledao. Dating kao ono kad sjedi, kako se to
Date
zove?
by mom.
Go on first date. Jo, možda čak i to nije. Tinder, to sam ja sve pogledao.
A
Stani, Bo.
bolje, brate, da si na TikToku popalio stari.
Druže, sranje.
Nemo se da po ovim, sad ću ti moći 15 gledalca.
Sad ćeš
Možda.
upao bolan internet i ne rodi bolan. Uopšte ne rodi jedan.
Vićeš ti, bole, vićeš.
Viću, kad će. Jebe mu Aliju. Find the gold digger. To sam pogledao, bio sve kad sam bio u Njemačku i predobre vide.
To je mime.
Extreme dating.
To je mime.
Ništa je to.
Koliko loš editing. Dobro, brate.
20 minuta, aj možda to nije dugo. I samo gledao.
The twins start with a blank canvas and it's our job
Žure, Jovane, tišina, napisao lik čovjek. Napisao lik čovjek sam pošao će naći. Kaže, zamisli nisi išao na matursku. Jedi go.
to give them a makeover. And by the end of the dates, we'll find out who's the smoothest in the bait squad. And the team that leads their twin to victory will be going to the world's biggest hotel, while the losers go to the world's smallest hotel. Enough waffling. Let's start with the makeover.
Vidim ima neki prijevo nešto.
Trgane na live si.
Dobro. Izvijem me, Kjera.
Nemoj se gubit, ne znam ko ima live u čuti. Šta sam pošao u titlove?
A ću ste ubiti zbog toga, da ne mogu više. Ajde.
Ajoj, ko da nas gleda 10.000 ljudi je već, on piše da gleda troje.
Ja.
I to ti gledaš, gleda Jovan Peonović.
Da gleda jedan.
I gleda možda još neko. Ben piše 3, ovo je najtačnije, ba, nije da te čujem. Ajde da predajemo na... Imao srpski. Imao
Piše
srpski.
da gleda 0, ako je to tačno, ja ne znam. Ja gleda, piše gleda 0.
Druže, na ćirilici, druže, no, ne prihvatamo.
Na srpski.
Druže, hrvatski. Gdje je Hrvatska? Moja rodna.
Šokač. Ajde, ako ima Hrvat, respekt.
Gdje je hrvatski? Ima kurdski, a nema hrvatski. Aha, ima.
Kurdistan. Stav kurdistanski, vjeruj.
Kurdistan. Evo ga. Gdje da ga nađu, Bog te maz.
Pakistanski, vjeruj.
Let's go, let's go.
Okay, so we got Big Josh.
The big question we have for you though. Do you get girls?
Look at me, man.
Out of you and John.
John, you see his tired glasses and tired shoes that John was wearing?
Jo, dva brata blizanca, krej.
Road. We're gonna do some shopping, but before we start, guys, we have found Nico's lookalike. He should have been in the video. We're twin video. Nico, why you ordering food? Nico.
Thanks, United.
Oh, my bad.
You stealing. You stealing, boy.
Get a feel of what you're on, and then we'll take it from there. Yeah, we've got this, man. Look at the games, man.
Oh, I got him too.
They can only be get onto you. We all know what everybody looks like. Man in black!
No što je prevodilo, prevodilo.
Found the man in black!
Ne može ni prevest više, jadno.
Glazba.
Jebem li ti dijete i sve ti jebem. Mrš pa u pičku mater. Shopify.
Think they need to put him in trip. I already look right and I see Stony, so I know we're in the right place. You see, man, in this one.
Joj. Aj, sam srpski, ne noći bolje provod.
It's cool, though. We weren't feeling
Pa šta fali, druže, to nisu ostavio srpski.
Druže, ne prihvatam tu noć, šoš mislim.
Help our friend Josh here.
Dobro,
Pa gdje je srpski?
You say to a girl that will have. Wow.
finski sad.
Have you got like a wife? You married?
Gdje je onaj pederski jeska?
With the sim partner now for 25.
Ideš.
Jebem ti, seo sam Abhili u pičku maternu.
Probably where you've been going wrong.
Ja, recimo ovo je jedan kombinac, dobro.
Abhaski. Jezik Abhaski.
Yeah, I know it's not about me. I'm here for Jonathan. Yeah, I know, bro.
Neki izmisli.
Jonathan. Ok.
Perfect.
A mi jabo. Druže, ne može. Aj gledamo nešto strašno.
Strušno, ajde. Pa imaš ono na TikToku što si repostao?
Šta?
Pa šta si postao neki ono kao...
Video essays, ali džabi kurac kaj to opet je na angliškom, ali da jebi ga. Da, gledamo nešto
Pa
tu.
šta gledat strašno? Balkanske misterije Sića, vjerujem.
Nešto, to sam sve
Stario
pogledao.
Keseki. Pa da, ajde šta fali, drže gledamo
Neću!
Ja i Sića, da gledao Trikija.
To mi je previše
Dobro,
strašno, to je previše
samo-
strašno, druže, neću tu.
Prestrašno ti to.
What the fuck, druže, idu pičku.
Šta drugo gledat?
Ružan tam nije, mršu pičku maternu. Druže,
A sigurno
jezame.
ti je video, ajde.
Jezame, prođe, druže, sola sam kući, ja gledam hororčine, u pičku maternu, jezame, prođe. My House, tačka, vada, ovo sam gledao jedno 4 puta, ali nije to toliko strašno.
Baš mene pratno. Nemo onda.
Nešto ima ovdje, actually interesting video, nemoj mi kretat, nešto, nemoj mi kretat, jebem ti mater, pičku, dobro. Zodiac Killer, DB Cooper, to sam gledao. Vanishing Massacre, ne znam to, Cicada, gledao sam. Silk Road, to sam gledao, ovaj video, to je to isto. Games that aren't games. Dobro.
Ja, da, pišat da ti noć tu.
Druže, nemoj me ostaviti samo, bojim se.
Brate moj, prisutan sam ja tu, vjerujem.
Znaš koliko se bojim, druže, koliko se naježila, jebem ti ne. Ne znam šta mi je u pičku mater. Znaš sam sam kući pa prošla jeza. Au, pičku mater. Sam zaključio ja vrata.
Ja, mene je snašao. Jo,
Šta?
snašao?
Našao sam ko što si i ti našao. Druže, de gledaj sa mnom šta da gledamo. Dark Side of Reddit. Dark Side of Reddit. To bi mogli.
Ajde.
Nexpo je jeben. Nexpo je jeben YouTuber. Nexpo.
Dextera gledat.
Druže, ne možeš gledat seriju na live-u, majmune.
Dextera gledat, boga.
Aj, gledamo.
We learned today that Russian hackers are getting into private webcams and closed-circuit cameras all over the world and posting what they see live on the web.
At the UK's National Health Service demanding ransom to unlock the files. Some hospitals even had
What the fuck? Zamisli ovo.
Aj gledamo crazy shit.
Da neki brat, druže, hakuje, brate, na komp i kao kameru. Kako je sad neki bratonga, kao da mi stalno poveza na kameru i da gleda. Srećom pa uvijek mogu odvezati. Dok uvijek na kameru i kao, brate, špionirate.
Pa prekriš kameru, brat moj, samo.
Ili na telefonu mikrofon da neko, brate, gleda. Druže moj, to je kuku bolesno skontat. Jako bolesno.
Tako je FBI. Znaš kao?
Oni kao govore da mogu sve da pretvore u mikrofon. To je malo nelogično. Kao televizor koji nema mikrofon može da bude mikrofon. Kao da mogu se čuti. To je više možda za plašenje naroda nego što je stvarno. Kak ti možeš televizor pretvoriti da bude mikrofon i da sluša sve? Kako to moguće?
A dobro, možda kao zvučnici od televizora mogu da prenosi...
Ne bi rekao. To je moguće, fizički. Ajde, gledamo. Ja se nešto bojim gledat nešto horora, ali ajde nema već koga jebi, ajde.
Ala ga ono.
Kuku bolesno ovo vidit. Crazy. Druže, ja se bojim. Ja se bojim. Kaže, baby, someone be watching you. Iako pogledam ko sprođe neki bratonga me gleda. A srećom pa ima na kameru mogu vidjeti šta je za mene.
Fazon si ima doći, gleda.
Kaže, keep in mind someone is watching you. What the fuck, druže. Mislim, sad me watchao. Sad ne gledate, ali opet, brate, znaš. Skupi muda i gledaj, druže.
A druže, šta ima skuplja? Ne, niš skuplja.
I, hoćeš da gledamo onaj video kao Why are we afraid of Uncanny Valley?
Što je to?
Hoćeš da vidiš? Tu sam gledao neki dan. Ali kao lik reaguje na to, pa je zato nije toliko strašno, zato sam ja i gledao, inače ne gledao.
Ne gledamo Sometimes in Michigan.
Možeš pobiješ Bog, da umri ovdje. Ja, šta ne zajaš? Kaže da gledam Sometimes in Michigan.
A to je onaj streamer što pokazivu.
Ja,
pokazivu.
Robert dolazi, Uncanny Valley, to je nešto najstrašnije na svijetu. To je nešto najgore što postoji. Ajde, pola sata, koga je bi, ajmo gledam. Ovo sam gledao ja već, ali najveć hoću opet da gledam.
Ti sam gledao, pa ja.
Jebena kocka.
Dobro repo izašu.
Beograd te tjera da biraš, ali znaj jedno, da...
Duše, meni u 4K malte ne sve sam gledao, sve ostalo.
Ultra HD.
Okej, ajmo. Gledamo drugog streamera koji je streamao.
Čekaj. Zašto? Pošto ne nađeš original video?
Neću zanimljivim kad gledam neko ko reaguje.
Šta mi reagamo na streamera? Dobro.
Najzanimljivije je kad on komentarši.
I've seen so much Uncanny Valley that it's still disturbing, but it doesn't hold that same disturbingness that it had when I first saw Momo for the first time. When I was a kid and I saw Momo, oh my god, nightmares for...
Jesi ti boju Moma kad pripovidio? Kako je to pitanje?
Druže, ja sam imao ono kako ti će zoveš mama. Ja zvo. Pa ja druže.
Zlo Momo.
Pa to je bilo pasno, druže. No, dove sono neće si ovi. I ovi se neki djed.
Brzo ova. Brate moj, ja znam da sam toki noćni more imao od toga. Ja kad sam bio malo, ja noćima nisam mogu spavat, druže. Ne možeš zaspat.
Ne vrede zbog toga.
Je zbog toga, druže. Ja se sjećam, ja sam budan čitavu noć i gledam na vrata i panim napad Slenderman. Hoću da se userim, bolan. I sve gledam na vrata da mi sniš nek
Ali strašnija je mama od njega. Strašnija je mama od njega, iskreno.
Pa dobro, možda. Jo me prolazi jeza, brš.
Od Pedermana, sam...
Brš, druža me jeza prolazi, pičku mater. Druže, a šta sam sve hororčine gledao? Šta sam sve hororčine gledao i nije me jeza prolazila i to. A sad kad se tog sjetim, pičku mater. Ubi. Ajde.
What is Uncanny Valley? Something that looks human but isn't. It's like they look like they're a person but something's off about them. A lot of the time it's their eyes, because when you look at people, the first thing, like when you look at a person's face, what's the first thing you look at? Usually their eyes and then maybe their nose. This is like a human. The rest of the usually doesn't matter. Like that's not, if somebody has weird hair, you're just gonna be like, I don't like your hair. I don't like your chin. I don't like your jaw structure. But like this is a person, and honestly, I would even say remove the nose. I would say their eyes and their mouth. And Uncanny Valley, like if it looks compressed or weird, it creeps you out.
Frightened, bewildered, maybe. This is the uncanny. Okay, you all probably know what the Uncanny Valley is. But if you don't, it's a psychological theory.
Ja se bojim, jebem ti ljebu pičku. Znaš koliko strašnih slika ima, te gledaj, molim te. Ojoj. Ja sam se naježio, jebem ti ljebu pičku. Druže, meni je dobro.
A dobro, nije to strašno.
Druže, naježile su mi se noge. Noge su se ježile skroz.
A ček, šta je ovo kao najstrašniji?
Kao, šta je najstrašniji?
A nema kao rangiranje industrial robot, kao to nije strašno, šta?
Ne, ovo ti je rang kao, šta ti je strašno, razumiješ? I vidiš, i ti sad kad dođeš za Uncanny Valley, to ti je najčešće najstrašnije. I onda ide sve normalno.
Ja.
Razumiješ?
Until a certain point where we find it disturbing. This dip or valley in affinity.
Yeah, if something's like 70% human, it's creepy. But if it's anywhere in between or outside of that, lower or higher, it's fine.
Is called the Uncanny Valley. Take for example dolls. At the midpoint of the graph, we might have something like this. You can tell that it's not it's cartoony and doesn't have super realistic
and then there's Annabelle
features. But then we have something like this. Now me personally,
I wouldn't say that's creepy. It's more disturbing. I wouldn't say it's Uncanny Valley though.
Kako ja sad odim posle ovog streama da se odimo kupat, jebim ti ga. Jo, neće me.
Na Roblox truš.
Something in those eyes, man. I don't like it.
They look sunken.
Now it does vary depending on the person. Obviously these toys sell, so not everyone finds these creepy. But there is a reason
now that's creepy.
Are a big part of the horror genre. In this video,
ova faca. Koliko se ja ne face bojim. Ja tebe mu to dobiš.
Znaš onu facu što kao svi govore da se vidi u snu?
Idi pa bježi, sluš koliko smo sad usrli.
To je strašno, to je strašno.
To je strašno i ova sad faca što je bila. Eto. To mi je najstrašnije. A tebi?
Da, to je strašno.
Ona faca je, druže, fucking shit. Ja znam kad sam vidio prvi put tu sliku. Ja, druže, to ne možeš izbaciti iz love koliko je to meni, Bože pomoći. Ni buljave oči, fuj. Druže, ja ne znam da ovo mogu još nastaviti gledati, druže, koliko se bojim.
Aj, druže, nije došlo do strašnog dijela.
Druže, joj, da gledam, druže, fuck. A mi zanimljivije kad neko komentarši, pa nije toliko strašno kad gledam sam video. Zato ja hoću tako.
I kinda just did that. and plenty of others have already covered
Dobro, ova slika i nije
it.
toliko
Instead,
strašna.
I'll be
Dexter.
exploring the different
Dexter.
theories that try to explain
O,
why
juj, vidio što viri, fuj.
Valley.
I think the one that I heard that I found the most cool, even if it's likely wrong, is that other forms of humans existed outside of Homo sapiens in our lifetime, or not in our lifetime, in humanity's lifetime, and they looked human but were a lot different. And I've showed pictures before this becomes a YouTube video. Editor, show up pictures of different humans, like
Da, ovo, iz ovog si učio iz istorije, vjerojatno. I jas.
Da.
And I don't want to say it's like a biological, you
Na
know,
nekog cigara
evolution capability that we've adapted to, but it was like at some point in human history, in Homo sapien history, there was a need to be able to distinguish humans versus things that looked human but looked a little not human. Like they were either underdeveloped or overdeveloped, or, you know, had a different bone structure and their skulls looked different, and so it's supposed to like disturb you because you have to be able to recognize like that's not me, that's not one of me, that's not a Homo sapien, that's Homo habilis, that's Neanderthals, something like that.
What in our evolutionary past or psychology?
Corpses carry diseases, that's why. What do you mean? Like when something dies, it looks like Uncanny Valley? I wouldn't say that corpses look like Uncanny Valley. I would say they just look like dead. High IQ Joe Bart quote there. They just look dead. The reason that humans look Uncanny Valley when they're dead is because the fucking people at the coroner's office or whatever put 10 pounds of makeup on them and like string their eyeballs shut and shit to make them look human. I don't know. I don't want to say I'd rather them just leave them like a fucked up dead guy, but I mean, I'd rather be cremated. I would honestly, when I die, just burn me or chuck me in the woods. You don't even need to bury me. Let the fucking rats eat me. Okay, like I'm dead. It doesn't matter. You don't need to see. I don't need to be in a nice position. Fucking suit and tie. Like this.
Koja druži familiji doš novac?
Throw me in a waste to energy plant. Fuel somebody's fucking PC for 20 minutes.
This fear of things that look almost human. Will we uncover the answer? Well, you'll have to stick around to find out as we dive into.
Would you donate your body to a body farm? I'm an organ donor, so if I get hit by a car and die,
no way,
cut me open and start taking I think everybody should be that. I don't know why people don't do that. If it's like religious purposes, that's one thing. But like, bro, you need to hold on to your liver when you're dead. You need to hold on to your fucking skin. That's gonna bother you. You don't need it's like I never understand that shit on like, you know, oh, I have to look this way at my funeral or this and this and it has to go this way. Yo, you're dead, beast. Yo, you don't exist anymore. It's not like, oh, I'm dead and you're like, you know, actively like, damn, I wish they played a different song at my death looking at the funeral proceedings. Like, you're gone. Even if there is an afterlife, I would assume you would be there and not actively watching what clothing they're putting on you at your funeral.
The Uncanny Valley.
Where's the intruder? That's creepy. That's creepy. I don't know other theories though. Outside of it being a thing of other animals or other types of like, you know, Homo habilis.
Ali ne izgleda normalno, ne izgleda kao ti deformisano tako.
Uncanny Valley. When you're a kid, maybe.
Kids
are afraid of Uncanny Valley. Kids aren't afraid of clowns though, and like creepy shit when they're really young. Because they don't recognize what's normal and what's not normal. And they develop that really early on. Like, young kids will cry when they see creepy shit. But if you show, like, an infant, like, a fucking really creepy Halloween mask, they'll just look at it. Because they don't know what it is. I think that's what it is.
Jo, evo, Animal Cannibal.
Early babies and infants stare at humans so
Kako ja da zaspim večeras, kako da se okupam i da uđem sa mirom u ovu sobu, da sve mirno. Nema teorije, ja znam kako ću. Eno, ona faca je bila, ona strašna.
Sve drugo kod nas nastalo je iz, ja bi to bolje, mentaliteta.
Fair warning, this video will contain imagery that people may find disturbing, so leave now if you don't like that. You know what? Actually, let me get this out of the way. Okay, that was the scariest one. Not that bad, right? Anyway, now on to the theories.
Oh, yeah.
The theory of mate selection
Evo je mama.
suggests that uncanny
Joj,
features
joj,
will
Jeff the
disappear
Killer.
because our brains are wired to avoid potential mates who show signs of low fertility, poor health, or weak immune systems. I can see how this
To
could
pa
make
ona
sense.
kao
People have
predikcija
natural reaction
kako ćemo
to others
izgledati
they
u
would or
2047.
wouldn't
47.
like to.
No, I think that's wrong because you find people that are poorly suited for survival ugly, not disturbing. If you like see so like people are naturally attracted to people that look healthy. Like you could have offspring and they won't die at a young age. Like that's what you generally base your animalistic tendencies off of. I wouldn't say it's I'm never looking at Momo and going, Momo's ugly. Is Momo ugly? Yeah. But I'm not like, that's not my first thought. I'm going, ooh, jump scare, right? Maybe so ugly that it's disturbing. Maybe. Maybe Uncanny Valley is so ugly that it becomes disturbing.
Badoingle with more attractive people are received more positively.
Wow, that's a new term. I'm gonna add that to my fucking, hat of tricks.
In our minds, and less attractive people, not so much. I mean, look at modeling, movies, TV, even politics. A lot of it is cultural, sure, but our brains are wired to favor more attractive people.
Your brains are more wired to favor attractive people in almost every fucking setting ever. If you're electing somebody for president, watching a movie star, like you don't see like ugly actors very often. You will, but a lot of the time ugly actors, and this is not me dissing them or their attractiveness, but like a lot of ugly actors will play ugly roles. Like have you ever seen a movie and there's just like the nerdy ugly fat guy and that's his role, is like he's like a smelly fat guy, and you're like, somebody cast him for that. Like he auditioned to be extra in parentheses fat guy and they needed him and he auditioned for that. Like that, in that scenario, I would say yeah, but most of the time people don't cast uglier people or like influencers. I don't want to say that it's every time, but like I don't know many top 100 streamers that I would find ugly. Like ugly. Maybe unattractive, but not ugly. XQC's not ugly. I think XQC is a good-looking guy. I don't think Lacey's ugly. I met Lacey. I think Lacey's a very normal-looking dude. I don't think he's ugly. You know what I mean? Especially, I mean, this was also just like men and, men being, fucking whack, but women specifically too.
Daj skipaj, ja da pričam.
Nije da ga skipa zato što ne slušaš uopšte što priča.
Women a lot of the time though.
Priča da je Lacey i XQC nisu ružni, nek su
Pa nemaš pojma zašto priča o tome, nemaš pojma.
Priča zato što imam pojma za Momo, ne bi rekao da je ružna, nego da je odmah se prepu.
A si glup, nađaj.
Ma pa gledam, pa briga druže. Da ne slušam ga jer je dosadan.
And you ran a test where one person was like, say, a 9 out of 10 to the interviewer and the other person was like a 7. I bet the more attractive person would get the job most of the time.
I don't really agree with this theory. For one, we can find people of a group we aren't attracted to unattractive or frightening. Like, we can see straight dudes bullying other straight dudes for being unattractive. Or I guess in the case of the Uncanny Valley, a straight girl can find Momo scary. And for another...
What?
I mean, come on.
Oh! He's saying this is to debunk it. Like, yeah, like a straight woman would be like, Momo is still disturbing.
You really think people are scared of these things because they don't want to do the devil's tango with them? Speaking of the devil.
Ooh.
Dobra tranzicija.
That it's a demon?
Na ovo naišao u Half-Life-u, druže.
Many creatures from folklore
Jaj, ne gledaj.
to the Uncanny Valley.
Drkavac,
Creatures like the
drkavac.
Nephilim and the Devil from the Christian Bible, the Golem in Jewish folklore, or the Wendigo from Algonquin cultures. All of these are human-like creatures with something unsettlingly off. The Nephilim and Golems, for instance, are giants, larger-than-life versions of human beings. The Devil has the form of a man, but with animalistic features, and the Wendigo, as described by Basil H. Johnston,
Bruh, that is not uncanny valley, dude. That is a bipedal moose with flesh missing. I would go,
Perché non smo trebali.
if you were like, yeah, that's uncanny valley, I would go, you have no
No,
idea
naše
what uncanny valley means.
rangiranje kao
That's just
STO,
disturbing.
nekad to dobro znaš.
has skeletal
Rangira.
Zašto,
emaciated
brate?
features as if it were a hollow
Ne
shell
znam.
of a person.
Aplikacije,
A common theme in these
streamere,
creatures is the
youtubere,
idea of soullessness or a broken soul. The idea that they are
igrice.
human-like beings
Ajde u pičku mater.
I hate those videos. Stop.
distinctly
Ajde.
lack the sort of thing that would make them truly alive or human. Kind of like how I feel when someone says Mosasaurus or Pterodactyl's a dinosaur, which they are not.
Jebem ti mater.
Probaj nešto drugačije.
But soullessness is
Baš u
also
pičku
something we
maternu.
associate with
A mrzim ovu
biological
lutku
dolls.
vidit.
Human-like, but completely artificial.
Yeah,
To je već strašno,
Not
dobro,
even
nije.
unconscious. Not
Lutka.
have the capacity for human emotion. It's
Da.
more so just like
Ova nazad ženska ili ovo u sredini?
Entities.
Da,
This theory,
ženska,
not
a
the
ovo je u
religious
sredini
theory,
na...
suggests that our fear of the uncanny comes from a
To je neki batanga što je na YouTube-u to radio snimu. I to je kao radio za umjetnost. Znam, gledao sam kao o tome. Ali prije opet ne izgleda kao tako stalno stavlja neke random maske i snimu. Lutke kao pravi, šta je, ne znam. I radi nazad, nema što to.
a deep-rooted fear of
Ali ovi
the
videi izgledaju strašno jer su stari.
Pa da. Da je u 4K ne bi bilo toliko strašno.
Da.
Definitively out there. Intelligent life, even more impossible. Intelligent life that also looks like humans? Bro. Fucking one in a bajillion trillion. Never.
fallen angels, golems, beings that resemble us but lack what truly makes us human. Personally, though, just like the last theory, I'm not totally convinced. It's not that I dismiss the theory because it's religious. Rather, I find it hard to believe that we fear something simply because it lacks a soul. After all, there's a lot more concrete
Nije, to je
evidence
West.
backing up other theories.
Kako se
Still,
to
it's an
zove?
interesting perspective
Pjesma,
to
bože.
consider as
Igrica
we
zove
explore.
Left 4 Dead, nešto tako.
Copying of emotions that look off. Like somebody that's trying too hard to
Sad sam
be
čuo
human.
Discord,
When
druže.
Uncanny Valley
Neko
face is
bio i...
smiling, it's
Nije
never like
niko.
a... It'll be like a... And there's always like a weird tint to it that is uncomfortable. Like, you're trying to look real and you're not. I don't want to say like psychopaths trying to show emotion, but like somebody that's incapable of having just genuine like human, like I don't want to say like Dexter, because Dexter's also not real, but like, you know how in Dexter he had to train himself to show emotion like that, but like when he was bad at it.
Other theories that may be a little more convincing.
Idu pičku maternu.
O, što je?
Music changed for copyright reasons.
Ju, znam, ugaći
I ona je
ime.
lik. Ja sam s tog isto ubojio.
Da.
Didi.
The predator theory suggests that there used to be human-like creatures that preyed on humans in the past.
This is it. This is it.
Similar to the religious theory, a lot of people associate things like giants, demons, mythological creatures, and cryptids. This is different from the mimic theory, which I'll get into later, as that these are just creatures that look like humans and are not intentionally trying to mimic humans. The only evidence people really have to back up this theory, though, is saying something like, oh, well, so many cultures across the world have stories about humanoid creatures. They gotta be real, right?
No, I'm not even saying humanoid creatures. I'm just saying Homo sapiens existed when like 7 other types of humans did. And they all killed each other. I mean, we won, but like they probably killed some of us.
I hate that opinion.
We have stories about humanoid creatures today. A bunch of them. Take the rake, for example. There are people who believe this creature exists despite obvious proof of it originating on the internet. On 4chan. Or Slenderman. 2 girls stabbed their friend over this guy. If you believe this theory, I don't blame you. It spread a lot across TikTok and Instagram, which, if you've seen my other videos, you should know is kind of a theme. Now, I will say, there is actual evidence of humanoid creatures existing with our ancestors. They're called Neanderthals.
It's not even Neanderthals, though. I wouldn't even say Neanderthals. What other humans existed? What other
Da, jesi učio
humans,
Animal 6, normalno.
humanoids existed
Ne.
while Homo sapiens? Homo habilis, Homo erectus, Homo antecessor, Heidelbergensis. Let's look
Učili
that
smo
one up.
kamenog doba ovo, ali Neandertalce ne.
Florensis.
Nisi to učio, mi jesmo s mojim
Uvoj.
lutinom.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they
Mhm.
look like Uncanny Valley, bro. They look like Uncanny Valley. Like, because it's like, it looks like I don't want to say like underdeveloped, but they look like humans, but from fucking 10,000, not 10,000, 150,000
Izgleda kao tipičan homeless guy u Americi,
and
druže.
other hominids. Now, this is another theory people throw around, the other hominid theory, as I like to call it.
Oh, yeah, that's my theory.
Theory that we developed a fear of ancient hominid species because they look like us, but just a little off.
Ovo je
and we
majmun,
could
druže,
kill
on nije čovjek.
It's not a bad theory. I mean, some of these guys do look a little freaky. Me personally, I don't find them that scary. But one of the main problems...
Bro, but if you saw one in real life, dude, oh, fuck. Oh, fuck, imagine that. I mean, yeah, we were a little less conscious then, too. But imagine, you're an early Homo sapien, you pull up, and it's just one of those dudes just, like, standing there, like, butt-ass naked, holding some makeshift weapon, just, like, waiting for you. Oh, fuck.
Problems I have with this is... If we were so freaked out by these guys, why the hell do I have Neanderthal DNA? I mean, my ancestors bred with these guys.
Yeah, some people are freaky, dude.
So freaky.
I don't think it was Neanderthals. I think it was the ones before them. Dude, Neanderthals, that's the thing, though. Neanderthals are like just shorter, stockier humans. But the other ones are, like, really different.
Plus, some of these things that are part of the Uncanny Valley do not look like some of these hominids.
Osjeti energiju moćnih jana vitamina. Proširi vidike.
I mean, that's true. Disease. Oh, this is what one chatter said when people look sick.
The disease theory suggests that our fear of human-like objects and creatures might come from a prehistoric instinct to avoid corpses and sick people. And it makes sense when you think about it. Robots and dolls that look almost human often have stiff,
If you start looking like this when you got the flu, bruh, you need to go to a hospital, man. That is not, it's to avoid sick people. How sick are you? Oh my God. If you start looking like fucking Momo when you're sick, yo, number one, you're gonna die. If your whole facial structure, your bone structure starts changing, that's not happening. I feel like this is the dumbest theory in the world.
Natural movements and lifeless expressions, kind of like someone who's sick or dead. The theory is that our brains still pick up on these signals as a warning, just like it did for our ancestors. Even though now we're dealing with robots, dolls, weird CGI, and sick people. I think this theory does make sense for a lot of cases. Take this for example, a prop of a severed head used for the show Dexter. Yes, it's fake, it's not real. Please, don't block my video again. It gives off some uncanny vibes, and it is supposed to be a recreation of a dead person, so it fits this theory.
That's not uncanny! That doesn't scare me, it just looks like a dead person. What? I mean, dead people, yeah, it'd be like disturbing to go, but like, I'm not like, oh, Uncanny Valley.
Ja kad sam vidio svoj, brate, moj stream kad je umrla tek. Brate, znaš da je malo, brate moj, čudno. Znači, niko od mojih, razumiješ, rođaci nisu ušli, ni sestra. Mene tata ne tjerao ljudi, kažu uđi sa mnom. I ušli ja, strina, čiča i tata. Mi ušli, brate, unutra moj čiča i ona, brate, mrtva na krevetu leži. I kao pogledaš, znaš, ja sakrije iza tati. Znaš da je jako čudno, brate. Jako čudno.
Nerealno.
Bukvalno, druže. Baš je čudno bilo. Kad prisjetim, baš onako... I kad su se ranjivali. Kad ispred kuće, kad pop... Kak zove, čitao, a otvoren sanduk bude. Pa oni drže krst iza sanduka. Tad kad su se ranjivali babu Milcu, to je prije strini što kad su nju sranjivali, kad su ostavili otvoren sanduk, meni rođak rekao, ja staju pored njega, kaže nemoj gledat. Ja samo se da provirim. Ja se provirio, noš kako je čudno vidjeti, brate, baš čudno. Čudno je. Što jest. Ali
Blije dobar.
kaže, moj rođak, znači, umrla mu baba, umrla mu strina, nije htio da gleda njih, mrtve, kaže, ljepša će ti slika ostati, ljepša će ti slika ostati u glavi. To jest upravo, to stvarno jest upravo bio. Jer ljepša slika strine bi, na primjer, ostala da nisam otišao u sobu da je pogledao mrtvu. I baš je rano otišla, znači. Baš ono, čudno znam si, druže, bukvalno znam da 2 mjeseca prije nego što umrla, bila ko čiče i tamo, brate moj, u gostima pričala, laganica sve. I samo jedno, Bog te nas zraki. Baš čudno je, brate, baš čudno.
Mogu zamisliti.
That was my response. If you showed me that when I was 10, I'd be like, yeah, that just looks like a dead guy.
Honestly, a lot of Uncanny Valley images apply to this theory. For some examples, Momo with the shrink.
A nije toliko strašno kako je bila. Strašnija je bila 3 puta. Kad sam vidio milion puta, nije strašno. Pa Drvo malo. I ovo isto nije, ovo meni uopšte nije strašno. Meni uopšte nije strašno. Drvo malo.
Da, nije.
Ali ovaj lik što je napravio video govori da je to najstrašnija slika.
Jer na primjer ovo znam da nije real, a Momo već izgleda ko da je real i ko da bi je neđe vidio, na primjer u WC-u nekom u avionu, u Tiliću. Ne znam zašto.
Old YouTube video called My Dead Great Grandma's Coffin in My Own Backyard,
where
that dude kisses a literal corpse.
Crazy.
I'm not gonna get
Znam taj video.
YouTube video called My Dead Great Grandma's Coffin in My Own Backyard, where that dude kisses a literal corpse. I'm not gonna get more into that. If you know, you know. And
to je strašno.
Juj, ova slika! Ali ne volim vidjeti, juj, ružno. Kad gledam u oči. Kad gledam u oči, ali creepy. Ali creepy, gledaj. Sad sam se naježio, jebem ti ljep, piču. Sad sam se naježio, idi u kurac. Idi ti ljep.
Though I don't really agree with this theory. Personally, though, I'm not totally convinced. I hate that opinion. Why the hell do I have Neanderthal DNA?
But I do definitely think this is the strongest theory so far. But there are a few examples that I can't quite fit into this theory. Specifically, CGI and deepfakes. Take a look at this image. Or this one. Some may say...
That's
not uncanny
valley. That just looks so that just looks dumb.
Say they're just a little weird, nothing too bad. Others may say they're scary. Personally, I don't mind them too much. I used to watch the Polar Express every Christmas as a kid, so maybe I'm just used to it. But I think we can all agree there's something...
I hated that fucking kid from Polar Express. What would he sing? What was that dumbass song he'd sing? Lonely as shit at the back of the train. Bro, go talk to your friends, bro. Oh my God. Like, I don't even know why he was, like, literally. He was, like, just sitting in the back of the train, just sitting in the back of the train. They were like, yo, we'll be your friend. And he's sitting out there alone. Just fucking, I'm like, dude, what? I fuck with him? I mean, I hated the one kid with the glasses the most. What would he sing? Now I gotta reenact that. Polar Express song sad. Oh, this. Oh, when Christmas comes tomorrow. Throw him off the train. You ain't going to see Santa Claus, buddy.
Off about them. But it's not because
this ain't a musical.
Upadaj Rock Johnson.
They're dead like the last theory. They just look...
Rock Johnson, što sam rekao. Onaj The Rock.
Rock Johnson.
The Rock.
Johnson.
Idu pičku mater. Juj, upodaj sam klimu, topla mi podloga, družno, što je dobro. Juj. Maš u pičku, neću da gledam, Mrš.
Nako, mini. Lights up.
Ne gledam. Uj, ja najstrašniji dijel ovo. Kako se osjećam.
Stop showing the fucking bathroom.
The mimic theory.
God, chat, that would be the most I think I would have a heart attack.
Mimik, brate, to je strašno.
Da.
That. Oh my God. I would
Srećom pa ne vidim.
actually die. If I was taking a piss in the bathroom
Zašto?
and
Šta
I
si
and I
gej?
hear
Ono što viri, jel to je slika?
I look down and I'm getting shivers. And like
Ja.
Ne, druž, sad on priča.
on my
A to je slika, o tom
Da,
priča.
sad jest,
If
sad
I
nije.
look down and I saw
O tom
someone
Pa da.
priča.
staring at me like that, I
Vidim ja vidim samo svoj facecam na uvesu.
panic, and then I would try and kick the fuck out of their head. Like, knock them the fuck out, break their skull, I'd kick
Da, to je baš strašna slika to, kad viri.
Da, druž, nozdrvi. Nozdrvi, već on moje mogućnosti.
Fuck, you're still peeing. You're just peeing on them. They're like, dude. Fully break character.
Dobro, nisam vidio nijednu sliku, nisam vidio nijednu
Ovo
sliku.
nije strašno. Ovo nije strašno. Ovo sik. Aj molim ti glavu. Aj molim ti glavu.
To sam gledao, znam to. On samo to rekao, brate, u videu, kao da mu je bilo loše. Samo će drugačije pričat lik.
Aj molim ti glavu.
Kakav fake.
Izgleda, joj, bukvalno.
Ovu.
Phalluses, or more simply known as the doppelganger. A fictional creature concept
doppelganger, to je
created by
Skinwalker.
user Ohio Pingu 69, what a name, on
Ohio Pingu 69.
The doppelganger is a
Brate.
mammalian creature that
Znam
has
so.
a particular fancy for human flesh, and relies on it solely as its food source.
A to nije svo ono, nego razumiješ, kao neki lik koji to izmislio u Reddit subthreadu.
Pa da,
Adaptations to help it
doppelganger.
hunt humans in the dark. A lanky body with long limbs that both helped it climb and reach speeds up to 50 kilometers per hour. Cushioned feet that absorb sound, and of course, a face that mimics that of a human. But would you be fooled by this? Probably not, right? I mean, it's got no eyebrows, it's completely
Ima
pale, the eyes are a little far apart, it overall doesn't look too
Venom.
much like a human.
Venom, da, Venom liči na
This creature
doppelgangera.
uses the
Što noći.
confusion that the
Crazy
uncanny
go.
valley generates to
What
bewilder
the
the
fuck?
prey before attacking.
Yeah, like, why does it look like me?
Now, of course, this thing isn't real, but it's a good introduction to this theory as it distinguishes itself
Okay, I don't want to say I wish this thing was real, but you know how crazy that would be if they found like a skeletal structure of an animal that mimicked humans?
from the predator theory. This creature evolved adaptations to look like humans because it hunted humans. Things like
Wow.
Neanderthals and other hominids look like humans because we have a common ancestor. Or if we go the religious route, things like giants and folk creatures, for the most part, don't look like humans to trick them. They just look like humans because that's how they were created. That is what distinguishes the predator theory
Goliata
from the
pokazuje.
mimic theory. Now, the first idea in this theory is that in our very distant past, as in when we were little rodent things or even earlier, there was something that adapted to look similar to us in order to trick us into trusting.
We would not carry that trait millions of years into now. Get the fuck out of here. When we weren't even humanoid, like when we weren't not even Homo sapien, not even Homo habilis, like pre-ape us, like dinosaur when we were living in the ground us. No.
It and prey on us. Similar to the doppelganger mentioned before, but way further in the past, and we've just retained that fear. The second idea is that something in our recent past has given us this fear.
Joj, Animal Cannibal, mš.
Druže, naježio sam se.
Obviously, the main
Oj, već.
idea of this theory is something supernatural, like a shape-shifting cryptid, or alien, or something like that.
What the fuck?
But it could also have relation to the other hominid and disease theory. It could be that these
Oj,
other
posjetila,
hominids, or
no.
maybe even other
Big Bad
humans,
Wolf. Alo,
wore the
moramo vratiti
skin
reakciju na
of
Big Bad
humans
Wolf
in order to
pjesmu.
intimidate us or other tribes, and
Kako je
it
to
has been
pjesma?
ingrained
Podsjeti
in
me,
us to
molim te,
fear
molim
this
te.
imitation. There isn't much
Ne znam da li je
evidence
pjesma nešto
backing
tako,
up
Big
this
Bad
theory.
Wolf.
There's no evidence of non-hominid creatures mimicking humans, nor is there any evidence of the supernatural doing this. I mean, there's videos online, but most of that shit's fake, so not much of evidence. Now, if you've seen my other videos, you probably know that I like to debunk stuff. The Philadelphia experiment, Deloitte ape, and the theories of the body girl are all things I've tried to go through and find the truth for. With this, you'd think I'd do the same. I mean, it sounds kind of absurd when you look into it. Humans wearing
Yes,
other
yeah,
human
yeah,
skin,
yeah.
a supernatural shape-shifting creature, I mean, come on. But one night, I was really thinking to myself why I feared the uncanny valley. I was looking at this image specifically when I really tried to think about it, and I realized this doesn't make me uncomfortable because it looks like a dead person.
Ja nju jeb.
Soulless,
Šalim
because
se.
I don't want to
Dobro.
bedangle it.
Ali nije strašno.
A nije strašno,
Mimic a human.
Što ovo strašno? Ali jes čudno, jes malo čudno. Malo čudno.
Malo.
Znaš šta jebi? Ova dva oka, malo ga trzaju ga. Da su oči normalne i da joj tijelu, da joj lice ne izgleda ko da je gleto, ko da odgleta, onda bilo dobro. Eto. Iskreno.
Ovo oko što je ispod kosi, to je već, to je...
Ali jebi, što je vid kakav joj je koža, ko da je odgleta napravljena, ko fasadu da su prešli. Zato...
Preblijedla jedna.
Ja.
Makes me uncomfortable. And yet, I'm still not convinced. I know, I'm sorry. So you know what? Enough of my opinions. Let's look at what the science has to say about it.
The science Google.
This is your brain when you're struggling to focus. And this is your brain when you're in the zone.
Okay, so I recorded and edited that last part before even writing the part. Little did I know I would not find much of anything that I haven't already said. I did find that the science for the Uncanny Valley is quite debated. In fact, the very existence of the Uncanny Valley, separate from other fears, is pretty debated. The most accepted theories by scientists seem to be the disease theory, and to my surprise, the mate selection theory. There are a lot of other...
Dude, I don't even think it's mate selection theory. I think it's what I said in the beginning, outside of the other shit. I think it's just, when you're a kid, you understand what humans look like, and you develop an average of what people look like, and the curiosity turns to fear when things don't look like what you think they would look like. Like, you expect something to be a specific way, and it's not, and you're scared.
Other theories out there, if you want to do more research, I've got some links.
Sometimes it's curiosity, sometimes it's fear. And I'm not trying to use this as a disrespectful manner, but have you ever seen a kid be around somebody that's like physically disabled? Like a young kid, like a 5-year-old. They are either scared or very curious every time. Like they stare at physically disabled people. Like whether it be their face or their body, like they want to know why they look different than what they think the average person looks like. I think that's what pans into it. It's just the Uncanny Valley. It's like, hey, you don't really look what I associate the average person looking like.
It's in the description, but according to most sources I found, it's most likely the disease theory, but there really is no solid consensus on why we have this fear, which is why I made a video on it, and why it fascinates me so much. It's something we really don't have a good grasp of, and it's something creepy that we don't have a good grasp of, so it just really...
What did TV DJ just send in the fucking... TV DJ, what the fuck is that?
Why is your hand like that?
I've already liked this video, I've seen this.
Why is your hand like that? Why is your hand like that? Sorry, I was looking at your hand. No, because I'm looking at it and it looks all fucking weird. No, because I'm looking at it right now and it like hurts my eyes to look at. Oh.
No, but I mean, dude, like, I don't know. It's rude from our perspective, but like, dude, a 5-year-old has no idea if that's fucked up. You know? They just want to know.
Really gets me interested. But which theory do you believe in? Let me know in the comments. I know I kind of ragged on a couple of them, but if you believe in one of those, you do you, man. I get the perspective coming from all these theories. Some of these things look in between human and animal, physically unappealing, soulless, predatory, disease, mimicking humans, whatever.
Predatory stavili Didija.
I'm gonna go with the disease theory. I know.
I think that one also makes sense, but I just can't understand why. I mean, maybe like, because there's no uncanny valley of... I've never looked at somebody that's really sick and been disturbed. I've just been like, you look really sick. I don't know. That was a fun video, though. Lemonade for this.
Dobro, zanimljiv video, iskreno. I strašan mnogo. Šta ćemo?
Mimik je najstrašniji bio. The Big Bad Wolf, ukcaj, molim te.
Šta je tu, druže?
Da je ukcaj samo.
Puši ga. Analog horror. Juj, znam tu. Pičko jedna.
Ajde, molim te.
Gdje se ovo? Ja moram večeras spavati, znaš to? Ajde. Ja to ne svijem.
Dajte. Kao, i strašno i smiješno. Aj, molim te, druže. Aj, molim te, bude zanimljivo. Koji se, prvu?
Da prvo.
Čekaj, bože. Mislim da jeste. Ako prodam ti nešto jeste.
To je lyrics, valjda.
Ajaj, ne. Šta je Duck Sauce, to je što je to? Tu izlazi...
Music video.
To je.
O čemu se to radi?
De uđi.
Te jedi goda, šta me tjeroš?
De uđi, gledao si, ajde majmune.
Točina proleti, dvojstva.
Ajde.
I znaš, sam da ispričam, jer sad je jedan story time. Pazi ovako. Ovo sad, znači, glumim onog Joe Bartolosija. Gledaj sam. Brate moj, kak zove? Da li se ti sjećaš? Kad je onaj čovjek poginuo na onoj krivini blizu mene. Znaš gdje je ona šuma? Na krivini, ono jako krivini.
Znam.
Tu je lik upao noći. S motorom prošao, valjda srukao se i poginuo. Na njivi, na pol njivi. Kako zove, da li je školski autobus prošao, neko je prošao. Odletio motor, odletio on, razumiješ? I neko je prošao, vidio to, zvao policiju. I kako zove, ujutru, ja ustoja, pogledam kroz prozor, jebo majku, puno auta, puno ljudi. Ljudi traži čeka po njivi. Znaš koliko je...
What the fuck?
Znači, razdaljina između njega i motora je bila ogromna, znači lik je toliko letio. I valjda je možda nešto zakačio, što ja znam. I odletio totalno, i poginuo. I kako zove, ja se sjećam...
I odletio ga našli?
Gdje su našli njega naš motor, gdje njih je noć na njivi. I kako zove, meni posle, ja znam taj dan kad se to desilo, ja htio let spavat, druže, znaš koliko je čudno. Lik je blizu moje kuće, neko je poginuo, njegova duša, neko možda sad prolazi tu neđe. Znaš koliko to meni čudno bilo, brate moj. Lik blizu moje kuće je poginuo. Jebote život. Stvarno malo, brate, čudno kao sam.
A čak, kako šta on proletio samo?
Ne znam. Nisam nikad skonto šta je bilo. A kak sam ja skonto, znači na njivi on mrtav i od njega daleko na toj njivi motor. Znači odletio je. Znači u nešto udario, nešto je zapeo. Bukvalno motor odletio. Jer nije mogu baš toliko da ide po putu.
Da nije u kanalu odletio je nekako odletio.
Pa ne znam.
Odletio doppelganger vjerojatno. Znaš kao?
Doppelganger.
Udari u doppelgangera.
Stvarno, brate moj, crazy. Znaš što mi isto jedno vrijeme bilo, kad sam često bio sam kod kuće, na YouTube-u stalno bila reklama, brate, za neki horror film. I kak zove, brate moj, ja uvijek, meni stalno TV upaljen kad pođem spavati tu, kad sam bio manji. I kak zove, i uvijek kad gledam TV, uvijek dođe ta reklama. A ja sam kod kuće. Znaš koliko je bilo strašno? Jebim ti, znači, počnem se trest od straha, bio sam baš malo.
I ne možeš skipat naredni 10 sekundi, jel?
Ja, 10-15 sekundi. Druže. Prisiljen da gledaš. A sam skontao da kao, to može i sad. Kao da staješ da te pokazuje više tu reklamu. Nakon par puta sam to skonto i stavio. Ajde, gledamo ovo.
Ajde, gledamo.
Rodim komentare, da vidiš šta si pička jedna na standu prevoći, mi smo da zabrem.
A dobro, nije to strašno, nego je čudno i smiješno.
I never wanna see this shit again.
Aj čitaj, ja ne vidim.
What the fuck? I'm confused, traumatized. What the fuck? Traumatized. Šta je ovo, druže moj?
Možda samo dlaj, pederu.
What the fuck?
Da nemoj skipat, majmune.
Baš pičko, malo ću da smolim. Dobro, muska je.
Joj bože.
Šta je? Strašan puno.
Ne znam, najko, ajde, nisam dugo gledao.
Nisi dugo gledao. What the fuck? Što je toliki kurac? Što je sad još veći, jel? Je, čuo sam za tu pjesu. Znam tu pjesu. Znam to. What the fuck? Znam to! Znam ovo! Znam ovo! What the fuck? Ovo je strašno.
Znači na kraju.
Čekajmo dole. Jebote, ne.
Vraća gledaj.
Otkud ovo na YouTube? What the fuck? Kako onda ovo da dopuste, oni ništa ne dopuštaju. Onda! Kada mu se naduvo, Bog te dole.
Botox.
Naduvo mu se dole, brat.
A gledaj, na kraj bit će na kraju jedna scena.
Ono gledaj dole. What the fuck?
Ti sad spliši.
Pjesma Big Bad Wolf uopšte nema veze s tim.
A ovo Big Bad Wolf onda.
Na pola se. Koliko? I šta je sad njoj?
Glesa.
What the fuck?
Da nije ti dobar strajk.
Ne znam. Pa kako ovaj video nije skinut?
Crazy, bro. Ne znam. Kako crazy.
What the fuck? Zašto je ovo ne... A zašto ljudi pišu da ovo strašno? I never wanna see this shit ever again. Zašto? Meni ovo smiješno, druže.
Pa jes na neki način strašno.
Kako je strašno? Ajme objasni kako je strašno.
Ne znam.
Ja ne mogu da vjerujem da je ovo tebi strašno. Te baš ništa nije strašno, ali ovo ti strašno. Meni smiješno. Ja sam pala naprijed da smiješno, brate. Kako crazy, brate. Lik ono, brate, napumpan u kurac, brate. Glavu čekimo u gaćama. Brate, realno, što je ovo strašno, ne znam.
Nije glavić nego glava. Nije glavić nego glava.
I šta sad da gledam?
Ja ti vam pričam.
Šta sad da gledam?
Banuj ga. Animal Cannibal, vjeruj mi.
Home Invasion.mp4. Jebem ti ovih FNAF animacije u piču. Baš FNAF animacije.
Šta ovo It's All Me? Šta je ono It's All Me?
A to, Unexplainable Reddit Stories. Zanimljivo su ti Reddit Stories, brate, vjerujem će ovo s dugi video.
Jesi gledao?
Vidi video!
Jesi gledao? Aj tu.
Jube, prošla jeza. Zašto imam ovo? Zašto mi ovo izbacuje? Jer mora sad ovo svako večer kad uzmem u YouTube da gledam nešto da mi ovo izbacuje. Jebim ti ljeb. Gledaj ovu. Glavu. Scariest Police. A dobro, ovo je radao, gledao sam njega. Gledaj ovu. Ovu sliku, druže.
Ajde tu. Telebabi.
Sačkaj, moram još nešto da pogledam, da šta imaš.
Šta se
cool. Lost Media, FNAF, FNAF, mršu pičku maternu. Ovu hub comments, to mi je preoko, druže.
To je ono.
Never felt fear. A daj, Minecraft for all, šta se da.
Minecraft.
Molested. Can I get molested? Šta brat snima, dobro?
Podrum.
Creepy videos.
Nešto 4 gore.
A?
Drože speed, to Ice Cream Man, on je baš strašan. Sjećam se Dexro
to sam. Jesam, samo kad je Dexro to. Brat, uzmi i bači i poži po sebi stadovi. Ali jes bilo strašno, a to je strašno zato što lik ima velike oči. Buljave.
Da. I zato što jede sve.
Kaže, Minecraft hardcore, but I have carbon monoxide poisoning. What the fuck, šta brat snima? Znaš šta je carbon monoksid? To se, brate, stvara u sobi kao nije izrače nakon toš. To ako dugo ne izračavaš sobu, može se desiti da se to te čak može i ubiti. Carbon monoksid. Dobro, Radala ćemo gledati, Radal je dobar lik, on je snimao GTA, otkud onda reaguje na strašne stvari.
Znam, on je baba iz Srbije, ja mislim.
Hoću da gledam neko ko reaguje, where did these images come from?
To, nemoj da reaguj tu, de molim te. De, ovo Kira i ove teletabise. Teletobe da gledamo. Hoću teletobe da gledamo, druže. Aj, molim te, teletobe.
Zeno, what the...
A što zboji, druže?
Gledaj ovo dole,
Gledaj ovo, Makija. Makija!
Gledaj ovu sliku, Russian the sleep experiment. Ovo sa Google mape.
Ja.
Ju, gledaj, juj.
To je Russian the sleep. I ovo je bilo tek svak video, ova žena, ove dvoje
to je sa Google mapa. Ova dole slika, ova dole slika. Već se plaći, ja ne smijem gledat, druže, ja ne smijem gledat.
Ajde. Da gledamo srednju kako.
What the fuck?
Aj, molim te tu sad.
Druže, noć koliko me jeza prolazi. Druže moj. Gledaj u ovu pičku matru. Ova crna slika kako brat viri.
Aj tu.
Jebu moj. Znaš kako spavaš? Kako proviriš dole na podiko tu gledam. Prestrašno. Ovo je lik neki koji reaguje tu, što je možda malo i ublažavajući. And there are some unusual images.
Polovina slike, druže, on te vidi.
Ja ne smijem gledat video sam, to mi baš skripi. The Rake, prvi 10 sekundi priča o ovoj slici. Znam da je ovo fake slika, ali... To je slika sa 4chan ti je neki kao forum bio, šta već. Neki baton ga to kao uploada, on li brat odradio u Photoshopu.
Nisi čitao komentare. Kakav NPC?
Znam, gledao sam to, sve sam gledao. Kaže, šta gledaš ovo? Gledam, druže, da se mogu danas ukijati u gaće. Danas, večeras. Da gledam ove video, where did these images come from? Ali, ne mogu ovo gledat dole, brate, ovo je već previše.
Ajde, nemoj biti.
Druže, jedino da gledam reakciju. To je jedini način koji postoji da pogledamo.
Ajde, taj lik što reaguje na tu, ajde.
Mislim da je to ovaj video.
Ajde, od 5 druže i gledaj. Iznad, daj ta iznad.
Neću, hoću ovaj prvi dio, pošto ima više dijelova.
Da ne budi.
Druže, ne smijem to je previše. Kako creepy slika. Russian sleep experiment. To je magični video, znaš što lika?
Ne.
YouTubera, jesi kidara. On je pravio neki video za to, druže, ja sjećam se to gledao. Ovo je sa Google mapa slika, to je reagao Dex Rock. Ovu dole sliku sam toliko puta vidio i toliko je ružna za vid.
Ispod teletabisa, gledaj. Šta ovo ispod teletabisa?
What the fuck, druže?
Ovo ispod teletabisa je druže. Neka albinoja i...
Druže, gdje nije creepy? Gledaj ovu sliku u ćošku, what the fuck? Gledaj ovo. Dolphin muzzle, what the fuck? Juj, lower jaw ripped off, mršu pičku, maternu. Vidi ovo. Koji kurac.
Da, ripped off, tvoj druže. On ima reper neki.
Vrat se na hajpu na sliku. Ovo će meni stalno izbaciti na YouTube, ovo neću prošlo. Da gledam. Ja sam sam kući. Ja trebam sad posle ovog otići okupat.
Da.
Pred 20 minuta sam okupatu. Posle toga prijeći iz samog hodnika u ovu dnevnu sobu. Leći. Spavat. Probud se ujutru. Opet sam. Sve sam. Bolan.
Pusti Bolan. Baju pusti.
Pa to i radim. Aj Bož pomozi, aj Sveti Đurđe, Sveti Ile, izvini Bože što sam te psuo danas 100 puta. Bože me oprosti dragi.
Happy music.
Tu mi još gori kad bolje mi baju kad pustim gara iz ončara, ako mi neko naleti nalupam ga štucom. Štucom! Aj druže, skupio sam mu, daj, zaboravio sam da je strašno. Aj, Boško, može.
Ajde.
I ovo Searching for a World That Doesn't Exist, to sam krenuo gledat, hoću pogledat.
U Minecraftu.
Kao akidara. Možda čak on tam da gledamo, biću.
Treba ga natući.
Stani, kako će reagovati. Ajmo u pičku materinu. Redi gledat ovaj video sam, ali boli me kurac gledam ovaj prvi dio.
Ajde.
Ja ne smijem ovo, brate, kao fullinat, kao. Tu ne smijem.
Ovo, recimo, što znači mislim da je Russian eksperiment real.
Pa nije prava slika. Nije prava slika.
A dobro, da, malo, nije prava slika, čuo sam zato.
Ali ne znam da li se desio. What the fuck.
Mislim da je tako nešto slično bilo.
Glow.
And even if you've never heard of the name before, there's a high chance that you've seen this image. In it, we can see some kind of creature lurking in the bottom right-hand corner of a photograph taken somewhere in a forest during the
Ovo je fake slika, to znam. A me progonjala me godinama.
and a long, skinny body. It's an image that is haunted those who have seen
Ovo je
it, as they try to figure out
Ovaj lik chilling scares. Lik pravi najgore vide. Iskao najgore i najstrašnije.
posted all over the internet. And its eerie, realistic look
Sad sam bukvalno prvo ime.
thinking it was a genuine photo taken by a trail cam or something of the like. While doing research on the origins of the photograph, it turns out it was actually part of a large marketing campaign for the video game Resistance 3.
Slika za marketing igricu. Za marketing kao za reklamu.
In Resistance 3, there's a brief moment where players encounter a similar creature known as the Grim. The design of the Grim, with its pale and emaciated appearance, resonated with
Druže, sad sam je već lakše. A zar nije to sa 4chana slika?
A druže...
Znači, uopšte slika nije... Druž, koliko mi sad lakše kad skontam da uopšte nije real.
A pa ovo igrice video, šta?
Oni su napravili taj video, brate moj, kao, razumiješ, kao promocija za igricu. Ovo se vidi da je fake. Vidi kad stopiraš, kad gledaš ova drva i kad pogledaš ovo, baš izgleda kao da je samo dodano. Razumiješ?
Da, i sam onako.
Ali opet creepy slika, opet je creepy.
Even though the photo in question caused many people on the internet to be creeped out, it is worth noting how intriguing it is that this image essentially helped to shed a light on more creepypastas.
Ali evo, te znaš
Safe
što
to
sam
assume
nešu.
that without the popularity of the rake and its image, creepypastas wouldn't be as widely well known. Teletubbies. In the late
Ovo strašno.
1990s, a
Sve
British
smo čudno.
children's television show
Ovo je
burst onto the
druže.
scene, captivating young viewers with its whimsical characters and vibrant world.
Evo, pozdravljamo Jakova koji u chatu. Piše 4 ljudi, pozdrav za sve. Evo ovdje, zakuvalo se, gledamo nešto strašno.
Strašno,
Ne znam kako ću čas zaspati, vidim. A vidi ovaj video u čošku, ovaj drugi sa strane. Vidio, druže mu.
Koji, Jeffrey Epstein?
Although these characters are beloved by young children around the world, there is one specific photograph of the Teletubbies that has been creeping people out, and it's not too hard to see why.
A druže, ovo nije strašno, ovo znam da je neki čovjek u kostimu i ovo.
Some sort of hospital room surrounded by 4 of the main Teletubbies. However, these aren't the ordinary Teletubbies that we're used to. These ones have completely black, lifeless eyes that are absolutely horrifying to look at as the 4 of them stare at the camera.
Dijete uopšte nije ni mislio s Teletubbies da su čudocenki. Vidi, Dennis Bergkamp u pozadnju. Dennis Bergkamp.
Can be seen on the wall in the background. In light of this, it's very conceivable that this picture was taken in the Netherlands. It's also important to note that the image in the corner is actually a snapshot of another image. It looks to be a picture of a picture. We cannot, of course, overlook the fact that these outfits are meant to be spooky. These were designed to be disturbing, and thus it appears that everything was done on...
A druže, ovo je, može se skontati da je bukvalno neko dijete u bolnici koji su došli neki ljudi kao da ga usreći, razumiješ? Bukvalno tako izgleda.
Bukvalno.
Samo eto ljudi tako obukli, kostim koji izgleda čudno. Mršu pičku mater.
Da, da se spana. Sam držan pomrati sliku i to je to.
Celebrities who visited us, wrote the uploader JF1984 in a comment. The uploader hasn't made a post on Reddit in almost 7 years, indicating that he presumably no longer uses that account. When Scare Theater, a YouTuber, messaged him about the Teletubbies image, he replied that he had seen the image on the notice board in a children's hospital waiting area. Jay regrettably replies that he didn't know any further details regarding the image when he was pressed. He said that owing to the hospital's rigorous pay, it's difficult to we can only would find themselves in a better frame of
Šestero ljudi u live-u, crazy. Druže, daj nešto da se zakuva. Surfshark ili
Surfshark.
Vidio, ja prema tam i reklama mi budi. Kaže Milan Sergej, ne duvaj se Kari, može brate. Ju, ova slika. Prvo je baš fake.
Ovo mi je poznat. Ovo onaj...
ta u sredini, to znam.
The image is more than 10 years old, and the earliest creepypasta article I could locate was from 2010. Many individuals have been truly disturbed by the well-known and unsettling site known as smile.jpg. According to the legend, if someone sees the image, they will instantly feel compelled to share it with everyone they know. This is necessary because it's said he'll pay you a visit if you don't. The legend states that the dog represents a demonic creature or bad spirit that would purportedly torment the victim until it becomes its real form.
Mila je Koljeć.
Nije, brat.
Ajde ulazi screenshot da znam ovo creepy, brate.
Aj, brat.
All supposed victims, however, provide the identical description of the image.
Ne im zakajste.
Kaže kako za ovu sliku kao bačena je kletva, da ko nju pogleda, na nju se baci neke kletve kao demonsko i da to njega preuzmi kao, dok mu neko ta kerna kao ne dođe, mislim, otva. A znaš koliko je okavi, druže, kad mi dođe obavijest, u polnoći mi dođe obavijest na kamer kako mi neko ispred kuće, kao on, brate, lisica ide, ovako putem ide, brate. Nije putem, ide stazom ispred kuće.
A to je taj Kir?
Da, Kir, ja.
Doće ti večeras obavijest.
Znaš da čuna kad dođe, brate, u polnoći obavijest, baš ono crazy.
Sad se ja usro i ako meni šanse da dođe.
Dođe, ti su stvarno. Ti da gledaš bilo šta strašno, tebe boli kurac.
Ali veruj mi da nije tako.
Ja mislim.
Znaš šta se, slušaj, slušaj, znaš šta je bilo, ja bio kod Patkovića nastavim, znaš.
Ja.
Mi pričao, brate, nešto creepy kontaš. I druže, i kako se zove, pričao mi nešto creepy i ja sad trebam kući. A bilo, brate, koliko 12:30 ujutro, znaš. I jebote život i mi priča. A kažu oni meni, zamisli Milane, ti se penješ, neko te čekao. Stepeništu. Druže, ja prvo, znači, ja sam toku zove se sad 12:30 ujutru, ti trebaš gore na zadnji sprat se popije, brate. Ja, brate, ja sam tako pretrču bio.
Hoće neko da pogine. Hoće, znaš koliko ljudi prolijeću pored kući. Lik je sad, mogu glavu da... Lik je prošao 200, druže moj. Znaš koliko je bilo proletio? Samo... Ode. Jebu moj, ko će pogit neko. I Milane, da tebi ispričao sam bio s ovi. Kad je to bilo, prije možda 2-3 godine. Brate moj, batonga neki... Ono ne sjećam se da mu poginuo tačno.
Sega sam svo vrijeme sam bio u live-u i slušao tu.
Je slušao to što sam govorio?
Da.
Znaš koliko je bilo čudno, brate moj, da je neko dok sam spao po noći prošao i poginuo, druže, blizu mojih kući. Baš čudno, skonta to. Čudno je, brate moj. I znam da taj dan kad se to desilo, brate moj, panik napad do njegova duša, brate moj, možda luda tu kao. Baš čudno, bilo znam i nisam mogao zaspat.
Jesi išao parvet?
Jesam, brate.
Dobro.
Dobro.
I čeka su naše druže napol njive. I motor od njega još dalje. Crazy. Znači, ne znam šta je brat uradio da mu motor poleti toliko. Brat mu nagazio na neku kamenču.
Ti oriš sad na toj njivi.
Pa ljudi radi tu njivu.
Znaš ti oriš sad na toj njivi.
Pa ti jebi ga.
Ma boli me briga, ajde, pusti ovo.
Which is used to characterize the dog which is typically described as resembling a Siberian husky. But creepypasta aside, where does this image originate from? There are really 3 photographs, but alas there is...
Ovo sredin, to sam vidio ljudi trolaju s tim na omegle.
There doesn't seem to be an explanation behind the photos, they just sort of exist.
I full screen.
One that appears to have been much overexposed is the one for which I do have some information. Feel free to post a comment below if you happen to know anything about the other two
Huh?
pictures. However, I do know a little bit about this one.
Full
Reddit user not
screen.
hurting anymore 567.
Ništa te razumio nisam.
Uđi u video.
Post
Uđi u
title. I
video.
think I found one of the images
Full
is a
screen.
big smile
Ujebem ti ljebi.
with a picture of a husky. The facial features and eyes are identical when comparing the two pictures. I have to say, it is startlingly similar to the Smile Dog picture. The only problem is that the
Još čudno
image is
ispukira
obviously
si.
not in front of a red curtain. A Reddit user named Ice
A jesu ružni ti kerovi, druže moj. Zajedno ja i tata, brate, neđu, vraćali se iz gostiju. I tamo ličiće Luke muka. I kao zove. Rekao, meni spišao da ti meni stane. Na pol puta. Stane on meni, ja izađem.
Ona mrak.
Jo, izađem. A prije toga smo vidjeli Kerinu ogromnu, kako je prešao preko puta, razmišljam. Ali nisam konto da će lik, gdje mi stane, mislim nismo toliko, mislim gdje smo malo blizu stali. Jo, nisam konto druž da će lik kao trča za nama. Mi smo stali, ja sam izašao i izvadio ga da pišem. Kad dodam, brate, Kerina velika trči prema meni, ali dok on nije bio baš toliko daleko, ono. Ja kad sam ga turio, kad sam uletio u auto, jebem ti ljep. Znaš kolika Kerina bila, jebem ti život. Usro se. I boji se tako da nekom, brate, pobjegne neka velika Kerina i da tako šita. I sad si, druže, ti ko ideš, brate, moj pješki neko ide neka baba. I ko naleti Kerina ogromno, poderi je, ko kravu je poderi.
As you can see, in the image, the ears have also been clearly cropped off. They would simply need to crop out the dog while only going around its head, position it in front of a crimson curtain background, and then apply the
Ovo je baš fake slik, ovo je baš shit.
But that's pretty much all we know. We know nothing about the image's creator and only have little information on one of the three photos.
I baš vidi ova usta kako dole, brate, sijeku se i idu u zogrlicu, šta je to već dole. Baš je shit slika. Da u sredini.
Time will hopefully find more information regarding the other Smile Dog photos that, as of right now, remain incredibly mysterious.
Bang.
Mickey Mouse Basement. Mickey Mouse, the iconic cartoon character created by Walt Disney, has captivated the hearts of children.
Odiš u podrum, ali tu kod nas nema niko podrum. Nema da valjda zemlja da se tu kopa, razmišljam. Brate, kao siješ u podrum, kao iza one peći, oni termalni peći. Govorit, vidi Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Despite this, though, there is a particular image on the internet of this iconic character portrayed in a rather distressing way. The photograph in question shows an old, dilapidated basement that has certainly seen better days. And around the corner in the distance is a man dressed up in an extremely frightening, eerie Mickey Mouse costume. The man's mask also seems to be a bit squished in, which adds to the nightmare fuel that's already heavily present.
Baš me podsjeća na video od Ultra Splisa, druže. Kad je žio da nam kolna.
Ovo je baš fake.
But it turned out this was just a convincing photoshopped version of the original image. By doing a bit of research on the internet relating to this picture, you'll find that there really isn't a lot of information out there regarding the backstory.
O, brate, neko random obuko, brate, kostim i koskontu strašno mu podrumna slika. Jer kao zamisli, kao ti sveći nešto, a tad ovo je stara slika. Što ti kao nešto strašno u oči, on kao viri, ti stigo da izadiš kameru da ga slikaš, druže, brate.
What exactly is going on?
Strašni su oni videi će prikazuje nešto strašno na nekoj nadzornoj kameri. E, to je već strašno. A neko da uzmeš ti da slikaš nešto što je strašno, što gleda u tebe. To je, brate, nema loki. Odmah razmišljaš da nije strašno.
There are some people online who have their theories about what's going on. A Reddit user by the name of Real Show posted to the r/OutOfTheLoop subreddit asking his fellow Redditors what exactly the photograph is, who took it, etc. Another Reddit user replied to the post stating, "It's just a cursed photo using creepypastas and memes, just like all cursed photos. Probably some dude's just kidding. One encountered a dirty Mickey Mouse suit and decided to take a photo of himself in it in an abandoned-looking place to make a scary photo." A lot of the comments seem to echo that theory, which, if true, is a sigh of relief. If this is not the case, however, then what exactly is going on in this extremely weird and unexplainable
image?
Is just some guy messing around in a Mickey Mouse outfit in an attempt to scare the internet? Or was this something far more sinister? We'll likely never know.
Ma ne izgleda fake, ali...
Reddit user Search and Rescue Woods posted a tale on August 25th, 2015.
I ovo izgleda mnogo fake.
Stated on frenzy. Strange staircases seem to be appearing everywhere in the woods. As soon as the article
Brate,
appeared
ovo
on
vrata do
Reddit,
raja.
additional people jumped in to comment and add their own tales, giving the phenomenon more credibility. But is it true or is it a hoax?
Stani sekund. Druže, trenutno sad mi na TV neki matematički, brate moj. Neki brat piše na tabli neke matematičke izraze mi stoji na TV na YouTube. Stamba da promijenim. Slijep pizdu.
Ovo izgleda kao da bi neki sekte se ovdje okupljale.
To, brate.
Hoćeš ti igra protiv Nodinca?
Sutra.
Ja.
Ovo će logično.
Od kada namjestim sebi setup.
Mislim, valjda ću.
Drogi.
Dobro. Dobro je, namjestio sam. Ajde, ostajem. Ja se čujem se, dobro?
Ne.
Dobro,
Ne.
Aj, krećemo, nastavljamo.
Larger communities, including Reddit, have spread the tale, which has since grown to the status of something of an online legend. The text of the original post is as follows. Now, I don't know if this is true in every SAR unit, but in mine it's sort of an unspoken, regular thing we run into. You can try asking about it with other SAR officers, but even if they know what you're talking about, they probably won't say anything about it. We've been told not to talk about it by our superiors, and at this point we've all gotten so used to it that it doesn't even seem weird anymore. On just about every case where we're really far off in the wilderness, I'm talking 30 or 40 miles, at some point we'll find a staircase in the middle of the woods. It's almost like if you took the staircase in your house, cut them out, and put them in the forest. I asked about it the first time I saw some, and the other officer just told me not to worry about it, that it was normal. Everyone I asked said the same thing. I wanted to check them out, but I was told very emphatically that I should never go near any of them. I just sort of ignore them now when I run into them, because it happens so frequently.
Šta si ko ovo da šupu u šumi, a lupo bijela dole? Vidiš, brate moj, samo stepence koje ne vode niđe.
Da mi je takvu stvar mi je strašnije vidjeti po danu nego po noći.
Realno. A znaš po noći da vidiš, onda je možda još strašnije.
Pomagli, druž, zašto vidiš pomagli?
Zašto je bio u šumi pomagli, zašto?
Ma brate, ne bi svakako bio sam u šumi.
Kad neko je ladno došao da ozida te stepenice upo šumi. Upo šumi.
Bolan sekta, bolan. Sekta.
It's interesting to note that this was not merely something that came from a creepypasta. Broadcast 2 months before the initial creepypasta, a WLOS News 13 film investigated the same idea. But let's get into the actual origins of this photo. It turns out that this was a massive art project by a man named Bruce Allen, who constructed this in 1988. Allen stated, "I was overwhelmed by the scale, energy, and presence of the trees, and spent several days tramping through Beechenhurst on mountains, looking at what was there, getting a feeling of the place, and wondering how my own ideas might fit in. I took along with me the knowledge exploited for timber and cleared for farming. However, despite the historical exploitation that has happened in the Dean, mining of iron ore and coal, felling trees for timber, shipbuilding and charcoal, there exists in the forest an intimacy peculiar to no other place that I know. Based on the design of the earliest astronomical observations in India, Bruce Allen created the observatory, a straightforward artwork that consists of a stairway that leads nowhere. It was painted black to contrast with the light and vibrancy of the forest, which was situated near a protected pond in a region of trees bordered by a thicker plantation. Visitors may halt and take in the woodland from an observation platform at the top of the staircase and a little alcove under the stairs. The sculpture was just some innocent art project used by people online as the face of a creepypasta. Nowadays, the sculpture has since been decommissioned. There's no remaining trace of it in the real world today.
Šta ćemo sad gledati?
Aj uđe njegov kanal.
Hoćemo opet Weird These Images konfirmati za ručen eksperiment. Aj. Bojan Krać, ovaj je strašniji od ovog što smo gledali, ja bih rekao.
Fera ili jebena kocka, Beograd te tjera da biraš, ali
Jer mislim da je Russian eksperiment.
daj sve baca na kocku.
Ujebe, ti život slike.
Jo, ja znam ali ovo je real. Ovaj ruski test.
Jaba, sleep experiment. Ne smijem još druže full screena.
Zato što je najtužnije, ja sam gledao snimke, šta je radio taj jedan zatvorenik. Bukvalno ima snimak.
Jel ima na crazy shit?
Ne znam, ne znam da ima na crazy shit, znam brate da frajer ovako dolazi, uzima krevet, a znate kako je onaj krevet? Kao bolnički onako, gdje su noge kao ono ima ko šipke kao kontaž.
Ja,
frajer uzima te šipke ovako, vrišti i drma krevet i udara glavom u krevet, u te šipke. I vrišti ovako, i sad stoji ovako na posobi. Jer frajer počeo halucinirati, nije spavao koliko 7-8 dana. A taj eksperiment kao 30 dana nespavanja.
Crazy. Neko stvarno se sjetio toga da ih zatvori. Ja sam gledao priču, ko je pravio priču? Ja znam da je magični video. Pravio priču o tom kao da su neke likove zatvorili. Mislim da ovdje izađu, pušta neke glasove, razumiješ, da ne mogu zaspati da im se ne spava.
Pa ja.
Despite its mass popularity, many people still don't know the origin.
A mislim da ova slika nije stvarna.
According to the creepypasta, during World War II, a group of researchers from the Soviet Union locked 5 unwilling prisoners of war in a cell and exposed them to a stimulant gas that was designed to keep them awake for 30 days, leading the prisoners to slowly slip further and further into insanity. Although the focus of the experiment was supposed to be on the effects of sleep deprivation, the legend says that after about 15 days of exposing the prisoners to the gas, the scientists opened the doors to the cell and found that the test subjects had inflicted horrible injuries on themselves and had even started eating their own flesh.
What the fuck?
As the story goes, the prisoners had to be forcibly removed from the cell, and in the process they became violent, taking the lives of some of the scientists. Disturbingly, despite the mental and physical damage the prisoners suffered for 15 days, they desperately begged the scientists to put them back on the stimulant gas to avoid falling asleep.
Aj uđi video, druž, što imaš tako gleda?
The test subjects all ended up losing their lives. The story of the Russian sleep experiment became a classic in the pasta website in 2010. But from my research, its origins date back to even earlier than that. On August 8th, 2009, user Rip747 posted the story on his personal WordPress blog, claiming that his brother had linked the story and that neither of them knew who the original author was. It's very likely that the story existed even prior to this post, but without the name of the author or any other information, it's almost impossible to pinpoint the exact origin. Later that same month, the story was uploaded to the miscellaneous board of the bodybuilding forums website by user Falcon Punch, and almost exactly a year later in August 2010, user Orange Soda uploaded the story to the Creepypasta wiki page. Although the story earned its very own page on the Creepypasta website just 6 days after it was posted by Orange Soda, it wasn't until years later that the urban legend was linked to the images so famously associated with it. In March of 2013, the story got its own website, and later that same year, the story was read aloud in a video posted by the YouTube channel I Read Creepypastas, which was possibly the first time the black and white images were used in connection to the legend. One of the images shows a group of 4 men standing against a wall wearing different types of gas masks, with the men in the image representing the Russian scientists in the fictional story. The other photograph shows a horribly emaciated humanoid creature with sunken, deteriorated features staring eerily into the camera with a terrifying smile. Since its upload, I Read Creepypasta's video has received over 34 million views on YouTube, which has led even more users to search for the original author of the story. In 2015, a British writer known as Holly Ice published a book named Russian Sleep Experiment. Many people believe that she was the original author of the creepypasta story, but she later revealed that she had only used the original creepypasta as inspiration. As I was digging in various online forums for possible clues regarding the original author of the Russian Sleep Experiment, I found a Reddit thread in which user Nothing Crazy claims ownership of the story, stating that the myth was originally posted to 4chan. However, as the user doesn't offer any proof, it's difficult to confirm whether this is true or not. It's possible that we'll never know who wrote the original story. But creepypasta aside, what are the origins of the disturbing images that became linked to the Russian sleep experiment? Although many people assumed that the image of the test subject sitting on the edge of the bed was a real photograph from a World War II prisoner of war, the reality is actually much less disturbing. If the black and white filter is removed from the image, the prisoner starts to look a lot less like a person and a lot more like a sculpture or a decoration. As it turns out, it's pretty much exactly what it is. In 2005, a decoration company named Morbid Enterprises created a humanoid animatronic by the name Spasm as a part of their preparations for the Halloween season. When activated, the animatronic shook violently and emitted a disturbing groaning sound. Up until 2015, the figure of a deranged prisoner in a straitjacket could be bought in Halloween stores or online, but the product has since been discontinued. Spasm's terrifying appearance and exaggerated features made it the perfect candidate for a test subject in the story of the Russian sleep experiment. As for the photograph of the 4 men in gas masks, the first occurrence I found of this image was on a 2008 Amazon listing of a picture frame in which the black and white picture was featured as a sample.
What the fuck?
It's unclear why this particular photograph was used, but because the listing was taken down several years ago, there's really no useful information on this page. The only explanation for the photograph I found was on a historical archive website called Granger.com. In 2013, the image of the 4 men was uploaded with the caption, World War I Gas Warfare, American soldiers demonstrating the different types of gas masks worn by left to right US, British, French, and German troops. The image dates back to 1917. Ultimately, the way in which 2 completely unrelated images that were taken 100 years apart were used to complement a story about a fictional experiment carried out during World War II is a testament to the endless creativity of the online horror community. Although the story behind the image is obviously fake, the fact that most of the articles written about the Russian sleep experiment today are attempts to investigate the validity of the story or to debunk it as a hoax says a lot about the story's effectiveness.
Još postoji neki pisani dokaz da to bilo.
Usually immediately written off by mainstream media as obvious hoaxes, the story of the Russian sleep experiment has received attention from news outlets worldwide. Without the mass notoriety of the disturbing images linked to this story, it's safe to say that the creepypasta genre wouldn't be as popular as it is today.
Want to buy and ship goods from the US? With My US, it's easy.
Yes.
Barney. In the early 90s, the show Barney and Friends aired for the first time on PBS, and it didn't take long for the purple dinosaur to become a favorite among the show's young preschool.
Crazy, znam. Ovo znam. Ovaj crtani znam.
Iconic characters,
Ovo je šovka.
pop culture icon whose legacy endures to this day. Although Barney is usually associated with innocence and happy childhood memories, there is one particular image on the internet that portrays the friendly dinosaur in a much creepier light. The image in question shows a small, happy-looking child in a red and blue jacket standing on the grass.
Ovo ko Freddy Fazbear.
Of what appears to be a person in a Barney costume walks in the background. Barney's lifeless black eyes, distorted smile, and generally off-putting appearance have disturbed many viewers into scouring the corners of the internet in search of an explanation for the eerie photograph. Like many creepy pictures, the origins of the image...
Da vas pitam nešto ja.
Aj.
Šta je najstrašnije što ste vidjeli uživo? Kad uživo?
Sergej Stivić. Ajde, nazvam.
Ja uživo nešto da si vidio da ti baš bilo strašno.
Čak da si... Oj, nisam ništa.
Znate, ne mogu reći da je
Dobro
strašno, ali ono
pitanje.
kao, osjetio sam jezu u sebi kad sam vidio nastavnika mrtvog.
A dobro, to sam ja ispričao kad sam vidio svoj stream isto kada je umrla. Mrtvu kad sam je vidio na krevetu.
To je onako, brate.
Pa dobro da to.
I niko od moje familije, znači samo ja, tata, strina i čiča ušli. Tu sobu gdje ona bila mrtva. A ovi kao mlađi nisu išli. I mene tata natjerao da ja ajde. Ko ajde. Ali nisam htio premišao sa salajde. Ja sam ušao, brate, moj.
A ti si ovaj kao stariji.
Žena mrtva, brate, pokrivena. I ne sjećam se da su joj bile zatvorene oči ili otvorene oči. Mislim da su joj bile zatvorene.
Zatvorene, valjda.
Mogu biti otvorene, brate moj.
Ja.
Kak zove?
Bijelo sve.
Zatvorene oči, ona sva bijela, razumiješ, još bila mršava, jako mršava. Rak je pojao. Brate moj. Baš jeza. I sad kad sjetim tog sjećanja, prosto mi nekako, brate. Možda je bolje da tad nisam ušao, ostalo bi mi ljepše sjećanje. Ali eto. Ovako da sam, onda kad skontoš, već jedna stvari što se mi bojimo smo vidjeli na internetu. Mislim, smo vidjeli stvarno kao nešto što je baš strašno bilo.
Aj, čekaj, odo po vodu. Nemoj stati.
Aj.
Meni je zabao stream, druže. Neću učiti.
Trebamo stav 16 GB RAM-a, ne ide mi ovo sa 8 nikako. Ne mogu ni igrat nešto dok streamam zato što ubi RAM. Baš će mi sistem ko što je pao više puta.
Evo me.
Da pustim.
Image can be traced back to the online forum Reddit, where it was posted in the r/creepy subreddit in 2016 by user Radioactivate with the caption, "A creepy photo of my friend when he was young." The caption on the Imgur page the user links to reads, "My friend was going through some of his photos of his younger self and found this gem. Upon closer inspection, it appears that the image was taken from a photo album. After dozens of people commented on the creepy nature of the image on the original post, the uploader posted the comment, I don't know a whole lot about the photo. Currently my friend is at work, but once he gets home I'll bug him to tell us everything he knows." Unfortunately, the post was never updated, and no new information on the image ever came to light. Other than the original Reddit post, there isn't really a lot of context on the image anywhere else, and all we can assume is that the creepy Barney figure was somebody's attempt at a costume, perhaps for a birthday party or something else. Some of the comments on the post seem to echo that theory, but if that's not the case, then what exactly is going on in this unsettling image we'll likely never know. Shadow. On July 10th, 2020, Reddit user GrizzlyPanda5 uploaded an unsettling image that immediately sparked an online frenzy, with hundreds of users desperately searching for the origins of the strange photograph. The image shows two children looking down from a window. The girl smiles innocently, but the boy next to her stares at the camera with an emotionless expression. Behind them stands the dark silhouette or shadow of a woman staring into the distance with a pair of eyes that for some reason are the only visible features on her entire body. As most viewers notice, the lighting of the image obviously doesn't make any sense. Even though the woman is standing behind the children, she's close enough to the window for the light to make her features visible. But in this case, all we see is a shadow and a creepy pair of eyes. While researching the origins of the photograph, I noticed the name Tales of Terror from Tokyo coming up repeatedly in connection to the image on various online forums. Tales of Terror from Tokyo is a Japanese horror TV show that aired from 2003 to 2005, and according to several users, the origin of this particular image can be traced back to one of the episodes on the show. However, this isn't exactly true. Although there is a connection between the image and the show, it didn't come directly from an episode in the series. As it turns out, the image is actually from a scene in a Japanese short film whose title translates to Only the Two of Us. Only the Two of Us was released in 2005 as a spin-off to the original Tales of Terror from Tokyo series, and follows the story of a high school tutor and her student who find themselves trapped in a series of disturbing paranormal events. In the scene that this image was sourced from, a girl walks past an apartment complex and waves at the children looking down from the window. Seconds later, the mysterious shadow appears behind them. It's worth noting that the shadow's eyes in the image were not a part of the original scene, and were most likely edited in by the uploader to make the image more disturbing. Due to its obscure origins and generally disturbing quality, this creepy picture has come to be recognized by many as one of the most infamous cursed images of the decade. The wooden bathtub. This bizarre image of what appears to be a man covered in a questionable brown liquid inside a wooden bathtub has been circulating on various websites and online forums for the past few years. It's become a classic in the...
Brate, znaš šta sam ja? Imaju, brate, znaš šta Google mapama, koliko je creepy mjesta i neka retardira, što bukvalno imaju na Google mapama. Dođe, brate, ima neki grad, ja sam naježio, brate, neki grad, znaš koliko ljudi izgledaju retardirano, nešto, dođe i gledaju svi u auto stoji, znaš koliko, brate...
Možda je prošao Street View vanko Spajića. Ja neki dan slučajno ušao, brate, prošao je auto pored kuće i ima sestrina auto parkirano u dvorištu, a ne ja mog. I čak se sjećam tog dana, piše da je bilo u avgustu, sjećam se od...
Cursed image genre. The photograph was originally posted in the dank memes from site 19 subreddit by user ErmyBoy, along with the caption SCP-106 in a docile state within containment. It's worth mentioning that this entire subreddit is dedicated to posting memes about the SCP Foundation. If the term sounds unfamiliar, SCP Foundation is a collaborative internet-based fiction project about a fictional government agency that secures, contains, and protects the population from strange monsters, thus the acronym SCP. The roots of the fictional SCP Foundation can be traced all the way back to 4chan, and it's basically an evolved version of the creepypasta website. If you go far enough down the rabbit hole, you'll find some pretty complex and detailed entries written by random people on the internet. Part of the allure of the website is that anyone can get an account on the SCP.
Ovo je isto ono ko maskano od Black Plague-a.
Entry in the agency's database, which is a big part of the reason why SCP Foundation has gained such a massive following. Every entry in the database is given a number to classify it, and according to the website, SCP-106 corresponds to a character known as the Old Man. As the name suggests, SCP-106 is described as an elderly humanoid that has the power to corrode anything it touches. In the SCP lore, the Old Man is usually depicted with a layer of brown liquid, which makes a reference to the character in the original image posted on Reddit. Although we don't know anything about the man portrayed in the wooden bathtub image, there seem to be several clues across various websites as to where the picture was taken. On a Russian social media website called VK, which is similar to Facebook, a user named Alexander Belikov posted an image of himself submerged in a brown liquid in a wooden tub. Obviously the pictures were taken from different angles, but based on the shape of the tiles on the walls, the wooden bathtub, and the overall aesthetic of the room, it's highly likely that the two images were taken in the same location. According to Alexander Belikov's post, this image was taken in some sort of spa or healthcare center in Poland, where one of the available therapeutic procedures is to be submerged in a bathtub full of mud that's heated up to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. This type of treatment is actually not uncommon in the holistic space, and in the past couple of decades, mud therapy has become pretty popular due to its multiple health benefits. Although this image has been creeping people out since its original upload, it's really just a picture of a man taking a mud bath at a holistic health center. The man's abnormal face expression could be due to the effects that were added to the image before it was posted, but it's also possible that the image was planned to be creepy or funny by the man and the person taking it. Eyeless Jack. If you've ever gone digging around for creepy images on the internet, there's a good chance you've heard of the name Eyeless Jack at some point.
Nisam nikad čuo za to, imao sam vidio ovu sliku više
You've
puta.
come across this chilling image of a man in a tight, dark hoodie and a white mask with large black holes for eyes towering over what we can only infer to be a bed. The image of Eyeless Jack first emerged on the online forum 4chan on June 7th, 2010, when a user named Arnon published a post titled Nightmare Fuel, which contained images of disturbing creatures from video games and various other sources. One of the images that was featured in the post was the original picture of Eyeless Jack, which has continued to haunt viewers since its original upload in 2010, and it's not too hard to
creepy slika.
Although the image was reposted all over the internet from the moment it was first made public, it wasn't until 2012 that an official story was written to go along with the picture. The story itself was written by a Wikia user named Azel5000, which includes a fictional first-person account of an encounter with Eyeless Jack. The original account reads, "I was staring face to face with a creature with a black hoodie and a dark blue mask, with no nose or mouth staring down at me. The thing that scared me the most was that it had no eyes. Just empty black sockets. The creature also had some black substance dripping from its sockets." According to the original story, Eyeless Jack was once a normal 19-year-old kid named Jack Nyris, who was used by a cult as a human sacrifice in a terrifying ritual that involved the removal of his eyes and a liquid mixture of tar and blood being poured into his sockets. As the myth states, something went horribly wrong during the sacrifice, and Jack was turned into the creature in the image. The creepypasta associated with the picture mentions that after the sacrifice, Eyeless Jack became a serial killer with the ability to sneak into people's houses and surgically remove their kidneys without them waking up. According to the urban legend, by the time people would wake up the next morning, Eyeless Jack would have already eaten their kidneys.
A ja sam kod kuće i kaže kako lik ulazi ljudima u kuću i uzmi bubreg. Mislim, znam je real, ne znam. Kaže dalje, no šta se radi, kupio mikrofon odmah live. Normalno, bola, normalno. Ko zna kad je on to napisao, tek ne sapuje ovo. Najvezi. Ova mi je možda najstrašnija slika. Jer je baš crazy. Ju sad si imam paralizu sna večeras. Ovo mi se prividi. Ne do Bog nikom, Bože pomozi.
Brate, jesi ikad imao?
Nisam nikad imao, ali sam čuo od tebe i drugih ljudi na internetu kako pričaju da si imao to. I da je živi užas.
Najgore stvar, vjerujem mi.
Ali to kao kad jednom šmati više puta.
A?
Jel to kao kad imaš jednom nemaš šmati više puta? Mislim nemaš više.
Možeš imati, brate, svaki dan.
Dobro, to je baš nemoguće, ja mislim.
Pa, moguće, ali nisam rekao da ćeš imati ili da je iko imao, ali nije nemoguće.
Dobro, jebi ga, šta ljudi prožive, ja kažem sam tati, jel si ikad čuo za paralizu sna, kad nisam. Nikad čuo. Čovjek ima 50 godina. Što je puta prespao?
Znači, verujem mi da to je toliko creepy da ne možeš spati čitavu noć. Bojiš se zaspat bukvalno.
Brate moj. Znaš li ko mene je dobro?
A?
Što ja, brate moj, nikad ne spavam na leđima. Uvijek sa strani ili na stomaku. I brate, imam kao to neke navike s kojima je nemoguće ima paraliza. Kao nije nemoguće ima kao... Ja pričao s ChatGPT-em kao, rekao kako spavam, pitao me on kao, brate, 5% da ću imat ikad. A budem nastavio tako. Tako da...
Brate, ja često spavam na leđima.
E pa to jest problem. Znaš da jednom ja mislim da sam za malo imao. Slučajno sam zaspao na leđima. Imao to možda 6 mjeseci. I brate
ja
moj...
znam ovaj video i ovdje.
Usro se. Kak zove? Ja sam zaspao na leđima. Meni se znači nije mi se priviđao, sanjao sam neku ko babu. Ne znam, jel me ganjala ili mi je bila pred očima. Baba, ona Granny, ali kao 3 put strašnija od Granny. Kaka Granny? Granny nije strašna. Znači Granny igrica. I ona likuša, brate moj, ali 3 put strašnija. I šta mi se, da li je bila ispred mene ili me ganjala, nešto tako. Ja sam se probudio i ono noš u filmoma kad se prepani po onom stani. Tako jo. Rekao, nije moguće da si imao paralična u pičku.
Sad ću ti ispričati nešto, brate, što malo ljudi zna. Ne volim pričati o tome, naježim se uvijek. Da se mene prikazao lik Isusa.
Pričao si mi to.
Ali jesam ti rekao za drugi put.
Možda.
Brate, slušaj, prvi put mi se prikazao, brate, ja sanjao da me bukvalno neki demoni obuzimaju. I samo se odjednom prikaza njegov lik u snu i ja se probudim. A drugi put, brate, ne znam, znači ja sam bio sam negdje, kontaš, kao obilazili smo neki manastir. Kontaš.
Da.
I ja sam otišao i kao, rekao čovjek, evo ako stavite oči i pogledate ovdje, da kao bukvalno na neku šipku. Ako staviš oči u tu, kao, imaš ovakvu šipku i daš otvorene oči, ali kao staviš oči na šipku. Kaže, vidjet ćete nešto. Ja, brate, stavim i prikaže mi se oči Isusove. Ja, brate, znaš koliko se ležeo. Znaš koliko, mislim, nije, brate, ko daš čudno. Ja se probudio, ne znam šta sad to treba, da me upozoravao na nešto ili šta, ne znam, brate. Uglavnom...
Proši u stanovniku.
A?
Možda.
Stanovniku.
U stanovniku. Kukcat. Kak se zove, se tak zove?
Ja, ba, druže, to moji stalno gledaju, ba, tata i sestra sa neke zmije sanjaju, druže, neke gluposti. Kaže, to je znak, sigurno. Treba, druže. Ja sanjao kako su mi potpadali svi zubi.
Ali, brate, nije bez veze to kod daš.
Ja sanjao kako su mi zubi svi poispadali, ide mi krv. Ja ko ukucam to i ko son ima neko značenje kao bit će sreći, bit će vesi, vrti. San obični.
Ajde, to je sve neko sujevjere, ali ovo je što se tiče vjere stvarno.
A dobro tu.
Da. To je već. Ajde, puštaj video.
Da, šta mi sediš za creepypastu, daj ti meni reci odakle slika.
One of the most popular mainstream creepypastas in history, the actual creator of the original image was still a mystery. It wasn't until February 2020 that Twitter user Pirate Cashew claimed ownership by posting the original image with the caption, "My friend took it and uploaded it anonymously, and someone took that and used it for LAJK. I did not find out about it until like a couple years ago. This is the unblurred background version to prove it. Never been posted before." Pirate Cashew is an artist and digital creator from the UK with a decent-sized following on Twitter, and it's intriguing how one of her random creations inadvertently ended up turning into one of the most valuable pieces of internet history in the horror genre. To this day, users have continued adding their own twists on the story of LAJK, solidifying the character's status as the face of one of the most widely creepypastas of all time.
Vi kako gledao, mrš pička ti materna pogano.
Čekaj, ćemo ti ja nastav gledat.
Da.
Ti imaš paralizu sna toga, druže.
Gledaj ovo! Kaže 4 creepy internet images with disturbing origins. Gledaj, suki.
Ajde.
Debo, Milane, druže.
Ajde.
The most disturbing internet footage iceberg. Gledaj slike.
Disturbing.
Ajde si ga, mora.
Brate, ne smijem.
Moraš.
Ćao.
Aj, čao. Da pogledamo i ovo, where did these videos come from? Nemoj videos. Ne znam, gledao bi još, a brate, ne smijem.
Ajde još jedno, mare.
Finding the origins of unusual images. Brate, da ništa još ima. Ovo će me stalno i gledaj ovo. The darkest lost media, gledaj krstovi neki, brate. Ovo će me stalno izbacivat na YouTube i vidim ti ljebe. Jel treba ovo da mi se nešto pusti dok ja spavam u pičku, mate? Horrors in the Epstein Files. Što je najjači? A?
Brate, to je nešto retarijano svakako, nije nešto strašno. Samo bolesno.
A, brate.
Da, brate, ono 4 images. Čuješ?
Šta ba?
4 creepy internet images with disturbing origins. Demolin.
Aha, ovo jebim ti lijepo.
Da.
Kako je ružno, fuj.
Don't be pussy.
Znaš šta imam sreći? To kad gledam ovako strašne stvari, valjda zaboravim tu sve što sam strašno gledao. Kad sam gledao Insidious, kad sam gledao horror filmove, nisam problema imao, uopšte. A konto sam da ću imati. Još uopšte ne sanjam ništa već toga, sam nešto skroz ne vezam. Ni ne sanjam čisto ništa.
Well, with today's sponsor, Raycon, you can get amazing offers on premium audio every single day of the year. But that doesn't mean they're not lowering their prices even further for Black Friday. They're to upgraded model selection.
A znam kad smo gledali Insidious kod Mateja na sam, druže moj, kad sam se bio usru. Pičku